Does that help? Okay, the mic's here. Does that sound good? Yes, it's gonna be a Moogle. I'm so excited. We went over color. Okay, so I practiced last time. We just went over colors and stuff. So here's the colors that we decided on. Well, we're actually gonna do another poll once I've gotten all these colors printed out to see which we like best. But here's a picture of the Sauce Moogle.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy VI Mog one.
Yep, Final Fantasy VI Mog Moogle. This is what we are going to be quilting. How exciting this is. I got my oven, my iron getting hot right now. Literally our oven just broke today, so it's a very sad day.
Oh, mine now.
But hey, that's okay, because you know what? Which means we're getting a new oven. That's great. That's what we need. Okay, so we have a really cool green. I'm gonna make a pile of stuff that we're going to interface. So we're gonna iron the stuff first, and then we'll cut the interface and all that good stuff. So I've got a pile of stuff that does not need interfacing because I already interfaced them. Because these are scraps from other projects. This has got facing on it. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Oh, and then my little girl, she just bit me and scratched me moments ago, so like my hand is like throbbing. My claw marks right into like, it's like ah. And it's just like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna die. So yeah, so I'm just sorting out the ones that need. So this is one that will also need. So the pretty purple color. How exciting that is! Yeah, no, Kitty attack, man. She's vicious. It's because I was trying to prep everything for all this stuff, which means that of course she was getting into everything. And I was like, no, don't go anywhere near the hot iron. And she was just like, hot iron, facing the hot iron. So I'm just now the rest of these pieces. Okay, so I guess I didn't grab all of my white and black from last time, but that's okay, because we'll just do this part first and then we'll work on the white after that. You know, piecemeal. Got everything in a. So here is my transfer, right? My transfer fabric. All this stuff. So I'm gonna need at least 2 large pieces. I'm gonna do 2 t-shirts that both have. This has got a little extra on there, so I'll definitely include that as well. When I include this, I will actually go over the seam here, just because when I cut it out, it's just so much easier doing one piece of facing rather than doing multiple pieces. So, alright, now we're gonna get cutting. Which have the scissors on top. Because I had them on top, it means that somebody went to grab my scissors. Yeah, you know the handle ones? Should have been right on top right here. You can use these smaller scissors.
You mean the white ones?
No, they're like with the orange handle.
Oh, they have orange. Oh.
Orange and white handle. I can use these scissors for now, but they don't have a super long, nice quality to it. So I moved the spacing around, so like I was thinking that, oh, this would be so much easier, but maybe it's not. We shall see. So here's a good chunk of spacing that we're going to cut. Okay, so I have to cover the mic for a second with the spacing. So just sorry about the sound for a second. Resting right there on the mic. That's totally fine. Oh, thank you. I feel so ill-prepared, but you know what? That's okay. It's my first time doing this, so peaks are always appreciative. Okay, so now we're yeah, you guys don't like the music? Yeah, good. Oh, I know. Man, I still love her. Okay, I still love my little girl. She does not mean it. I know she doesn't mean it. Yeah, but sometimes she gets that look in her eye, man. She gets that look in her eye, and you're just like,
Murder. Murder.
cut this out because I'm gonna iron the shirt before we put it on. I'm just cutting this down to size. What's great is I can reuse so much of this for smaller projects too. So even if I were to cut this out and have like scraps left over, it's totally fine because I'm always able to reuse. That's the whole point of this whole thing, was reusing all of these fabrics over and over again, you know, like. Yay! Woo, craps! Yeah! Woo!
Indeed. Great.
So again, we're putting this, when I put this transfer, I'm making sure that because the bias, one way is a little stretchier than the others. So like this way feels stronger than this way. This has a little more stretch to it. And so like when I'm putting this on, I want to make sure that the stretchy way is the exact opposite of which way I'm putting this one. Always something to keep your eye out for. So it's like stretchy this way, not stretchy this way. And just this stretchy this way. Right. So that it makes interwoven, locking that fabric together, because that's the reason we're putting this facing on, is so that we don't have to worry about. Now, I'm not a perfectionist. I will never tell you that I am a professional quilter. I'm not a professional seamstress anymore. In the sense that because I don't get paid to sew. But like, if you ever see me doing something that you're like, don't do it that way, you just go ahead and tell me. I'm never gonna get butthurt for ever being told. Yeah, I love learning new things. Someone is like, I've done it this way my whole life. So much better to do it this way. I'll be like, good. Let me try it that way now. Because you know what? You never know until you know. You don't know until you know.
You know, sometimes she goes.
Sometimes she goes, and sometimes she doesn't go. But that's how she goes. And I can overlap facing transfer fabric as well. I have to make sure I do this bottom one first and this one on top, just so that the glue adheres to the, like doing it both in one, the bottom might wrinkle, so we want to make sure that we would do that differently. But since I don't have to, and I can see how shitty the end of this piece is though, like when you sew or when you iron it, you won't even notice the rips and scratches in it anymore, because it's gonna glue. It's essentially, this is glue on one side and really fine, I would say particles, not even fabric, just particles. Particle board, 4 walls and a door, and particle board. So I'm going to see how much I need there. And you know, I might just leave this as one solid piece like this. Go all the way to the edge, so, and just like this. Because I'm gonna iron pieces before we stick it on there. Okay, so now we need these little pieces. This is great because I have this other piece here that I just cut off. I'm gonna check to see which way is the. No, they're both pretty tight. So I would say this is the stretchier way. I don't know how much I want to get out of this one, but I really only need this one to do the nose. So it's like I don't need that much. So I'm putting it making sure that this is going this way because the stretch goes this way. The stretch goes this way. And so on this one, the stretch is this way. The stretch on this piece is this way. The stretch on the bottom piece is this way. So interlocking. Look at that. That makes a very perfect piece. Like that. And I have this little bit right here. I feel like these are really nice.
Those are really good. See the scissors?
Yes. Good. This is not brought to you by Fiskars though.
Right.
I mean, I do know that they do a lot of sponsorships for a lot of stuff, but I am not part of that sponsorship. Instead of wasting it, I'm gonna just add that little bit to the end there. Cool. So now I have all these little bits to iron. I had to make my own iron at one time, ironing board I mean, so I have that. It's my portable it's literally just a towel that's wrapped around cardboard. Yay! It's literally just to keep my projects safe, so that I don't. You never want to iron on your cutting boards because it's very bad, very bad. So I'm just gonna iron these pieces now. I might have to stand up at some point because I'm not a really good ironer. I'm really jealous of these amazing crafters that have this like amazing iron that they just this is magic. I don't have that power. So, but I try not to like push the fabric too much. Maybe even a little bit, but so I've just ironed out all the wrinkles. Then we're gonna make sure we put the glue side down. That's important. Glue side down. What's the word?
Oh my god.
Okay, this one. Let's press.
No, it looks fantastic.
Do you want to put up some of the wrinkles? It's like I'm pressing, I'm stretching, I'm not stretching it, I'm kind of placing it before I press down on it. So a piece of my hair in there, that's never a good thing. Blood, sweat, tears, and hair in your project. I like that. So see how I'm making sure I press this down completely before I add this piece that I'm layering on top. Really, I'm just making sure that I can put it down glue side up because I have done that before. Where I was putting multiple pieces down. There was one that was upside down. Fucked up my ironing board. It's okay, that's an easy way to clean your ironing board. Or iron, I mean. Okay. That piece is ready to be cut, which we will hopefully also do as well today. And again, I'm using the wrong side of the fabric because this is the right side. This is the side we want to use. This side we're not going to use. Right side, wrong side. They're all sides. So, making this happen. Those pieces are done. Those off in the corner where you can't even see them. They're magic. Good. Alright, this is like, I don't know, I would say Kelly green? You call this Kelly green?
I have heard that term, but I'm not sure what that means. I've never seen it, so I don't know. Army green? Yeah, maybe.
Just ironing out all the wrinkles, because if I don't, then the wrinkles will stay there forever. And I mean, as many times as you can press a feed, sometimes when you put the interfacing on, you've literally cemented that wrinkle in place forever. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. You never know what fabric it might do it on, so you just be cautious of all fabric. I took the bottom out of this one. So you guys see this hole right here, like this hole. So like when I put the interfacing on, the hole will be completely upside down. The reason it's upside down is because it's a little narrower at the front here. That's always something I would notice though, because I'm crazy. Yeah, that missed. So that hole is actually here now. But like when I interface that, it will literally glue and it won't even be a thing anymore. It won't even be a thing. So I'm going to start in the middle, press down, and the wrinkles. This is where that hole was, but look at that, hole's completely gone. You couldn't even tell it was there anymore. In the next stream I do, I'll have all the Moogle pieces done, so that we'll have a little counter for all of the.
Ooh, hey, Waffle Iron.
Hey. This is a shirt that I'm using. I'm reusing the material from. So this was a t-shirt. I made a t-shirt quilt. A quilt made out of old t-shirts, but this is like the back of the t-shirt. The decal is on the front, or the logo is on the front. So I only use that part, but look at this leftover piece of green, beautiful fabric, and why not use it for another project? So all of the material that I'm using is all recycled or reused, or going to be reused fabric from multiple projects. So I'm just making sure the edges are really important because they can peel back. But again, if they just peel back, you just take your iron and re-iron it back down. It's not like the whole thing's gone forever. Yeah, so this is where that hole was. If you guys can still see where the hole was, but see now it's nothing. It's all ironed and glued down, so it's just been glued down. Now this piece is done. And see, that's the whole point. It just transfer paper in here and makes it so that it's strong both ways. Which is nice. So that's one. Hopefully that means that when I cut it, the fabric won't stretch and it won't. This is t-shirt fabric, This is, knit, so it's very, I don't know the word for it. Okay, so we're gonna do this one in two pieces. I'll do this piece first. Well, I'm gonna iron the whole thing first, and then I will do this. Obviously. So again, this is just a purple t-shirt that I used the front decal of.
Yay. That's good.
Is everyone having fun? It's exciting. It's like the most
I can
exciting.
hear the little music too.
Alright, move the mic again, is that better?
Yeah, mic's good.
Mic's good. Very nice. Light music, just enough to not be quiet. Normally I like listen to my audiobooks or watch a movie or whatever when I'm doing this. place these pieces on. See, like I could have cut all these pieces off and whatnot to make it look all neat for the camera, but I mean, that's another step. And I don't make extra steps. So the reason I can tell is because I have this really weird shape right here that I had because of the armpit. So just making sure that I have the correct side. Lining it up with all of my points here. Now it's okay that if the transfer goes over your iron over your fabric on your ironing board, it's really more. It's easy to peel it off. It's not a permanent glue. Like if you did this backwards and you were like, oh man, I need it. You could attempt to peel it off. Really, once it's glued on, it's glued off. But like, you can if you only did it for like a second. Like it wasn't glued. You didn't press down on it. You could re-transfer it, but. Sometimes it's just put another thing of transfer. I mean, I've done that before. It makes it that much thicker. Yeah, this is adding another layer. You know, so just know that will make it that much thicker when you do it. When you do it. Not when you do it.
You do it.
When you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You do it. Try to see from the middle. The reason we start in the middle is because we want to get rid of those wrinkles so that they don't. I don't think this is entertaining for you guys. It's a bit more entertaining as we go, as we get onto the making of the pieces. But then again, you might not find it entertaining. I find watching quilt tutorials very fascinating, but I'm also a quilter, so I know a lot of you guys just runners. That's really cool. I so appreciate anyone and all people who are watching.
No, yeah, like, I don't think about runners.
I don't know if you guys can hear Al in the background. He's on the couch. Chiming in from the couch. For the bed, really, but so see how I have this little wrinkle? And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, yeah, you can still put it up. Can I get rid of it? Because that wrinkle of the transfer will show up when I press this down. You know, because we're going to make flat surfaces, and if you have any wrinkles in that surface, you're going to, see how I was able to pull that up just because it didn't pin down all the way? Now, looks great. And even still, I had this shitty foot there. Because I wanted to try to get that corner real good, and I could remove the fabric, but again, there was more work to do. Why do the extra work if I don't have to? One day I want to get a fancy fucking iron. This is the plain old iron. I want to get a fancy iron one day.
Fancy iron. It's got the water.
I don't know, it's got like this compression thing on it.
Oh, cool.
And other thing.
Bells and whistles.
It's got the bells and whistles.
Hell yeah.
And actually, yeah, see what I had decided to do was use this piece up, but you know, maybe I might cut this back down. See, always change your mind. No? Definitely want to use the left of this piece instead. But you know, I could save this piece for another piece. So I cut that down. And because I cut that down, I have a lot on this side. side, and I have some really short pieces I can actually reuse this for. I am actually going to cut this piece up. I don't have to, but I would like to reuse it for another thing, so... Reuse. But like this part I don't need, but I also don't need to necessarily cut it off. It will just be cut off when I actually cut these pieces out. Right, next stream, which may be next week. I'm hoping for Sundays. Sundays seem like a good day to do this.
Totally.
You do a couple hours here, a couple hours there. Ooh, look at that. Look how nice that was.
That's
Beauteous.
Beauty.
So now I get to reward myself by getting something to drink. Yay! Okay, so in our book we didn't really decide on what size I was going to do because it was really all dependent on what pieces, how many pieces I needed, right? So we were going to cut them into this. We were going to do the smallest, right? The smallest is the two inch cuts. So it'd be 42 by 32 inches. Our little is cutie. She wants to come in right now, so it's adorable. Alright, so with this, we had decided on that for the blue, which is the eyes, for the eyes, this darker blue color, we had decided because we were going to do actually this, or possibly do, and I'm saying possibly because we're gonna cut out all these pieces and we're gonna put it together, and before I put it 100% together, we're gonna look at the pieces and be like, hey, this is really what we like, you know, because we'll see. Okay, so for the dark, or for the eye piece here, we're gonna do this blue right here. We've got this tie-dye blue. For the nose, or the pink, so the pink pieces that are right here, like it's the nose, the little yeah, I know, right? Fun locals, right? So for the pink, we're going to do this pink that I have here. It's,
hey, John.
It's the,
hey, John.
Yeah, heck yeah. So we're going to use this pink here. I'm hoping I can get 17 pieces out of that. If not, we'll have to readjust. And maybe the middle nose will definitely be pink, and then the outside face and the ears might be a different color pink. But then we have the this light blue here. I have that as called light gray. I don't have a gray Sharpie, so that's why the things that are light blue are actually in gray, and we are going to be hopefully using this light gray here. So we got this light gray. And then for the purple, we have, well, the purple. They're here. So that part, this is the part that's around their whole body. This is around their whole thing right there. It's funny that has...
Mog is female.
Female? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And if we had decided to do the eyes, instead of doing it this blue, we also have this green. So I'm going to cut this green out so we can see if we want to do the green eyes. And then we have a shit ton of black and white to do, because it's mostly black and white. But yeah, so now we're going to cut all the pieces. It depends on, I had to explain this in the last thing. Pink pom-pom, heck yeah, pink pom-pom right there. You know how cute that is. Cute. There, it's adorable. I had discussed this last time, but so the reason that we cut out pieces larger than when we sew them is because we have seam allowance on them. So like if I want the pieces to be 2 inches, I have to cut each square to be 2.5 inches. So that they'll have a 1/4 inch on each side because it's a square. Squares are fun. But if I wanted to do 3, it would make it 63 by 48. That's a pretty good decent size. That's a yard size. So that's a pretty decent size. But we're gonna try it the smallest first. Very exciting. There it is. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so very exciting. We're going to now cut these pieces into turn my iron. No, I'm not gonna turn my iron off. I'm gonna move the iron though, so that just in case the little girl gets in here, she will not hurt or kill herself. I need to go around this way. Okay, put over here. It's out of the way, but that way it's not. Oh, and here's like most of the black pieces that I have. Most of these are already cut into 2.5-inch squares, so that's really convenient. Oh, see, you lift the chair and then sit down. Haha. Okay, we got this. Alright, so now I can move all these pieces. We can move my ironing board, my the most fanciest ironing board you'll ever see in your whole life. Ironing board. I know, right? Super amazing. Hey, I have some pretty interesting tools here. This is a, okay, which two I like better, the green or the yellow? Just in general, because like I have this one. Oh, and hi John, sorry, I saw that you responded already. Yeah, see, it's not soda, it's seltzer. I know, I wish it was soda. Oh, hey, I have that peach tea. I got that peach tea. I got peach tea and popcorn headed my way.
Yeah, nice southern accent. You are southern.
I am
and
southern.
You lost it.
I didn't lose it. I purposely lost my accent because I was made fun of a lot. Don't make fun of children when they're in elementary school, because then they'll get rid of their accent and they won't sound as cute. I mean, I sound adorable right now, but I was made fun of a lot. This is a quilter square that we have here. This is you can't really. You don't want to be really.
Yeah, you got Bubba.
Bubba's fine. Bubba's fine. Bubba won't make a mess. He'll just lay in a little corner, and hopefully I may do sewing today. I'm not sure. I want to do a lot of the things. I know. Oh really? See, I should have doubled down, but man, I was getting made. I had moved from Georgia to Wisconsin, so it was like, where are you from? No, I'm sorry. Let me do because then when I left to go back to Georgia, they're like, where are you from now? I'm like, Wisconsin. I don't live in Wisconsin. I'm not from Wisconsin. But yeah, see, I should have just. Although, as Elle will tell you, when I do get upset, it does come out a little bit. It has Wisconsin. Wisconsin. I love it. It's perfect. They have good cheese. I think the reason why I'm not allowed to have cheese anymore is because I hit my like lifetime limit really early in life. I used to eat cheese all the time. Like I'm talking like cheese with my cheese, and then I'd have cheese on top of cheese. You know what I mean? Like a cheese, and I used to get like blocks of cheese that I would just eat the entire thing. Anyways, so I can't have cheese anymore. My body cannot handle it. It goes into like freak out mode. But it's because I ate so much cheese in my life. Like I ate enough cheese. I got it. You know, it's funny. Like. I go someplace and they're like, oh, you sound like this, and I'm like, really? Because I mean, I've never lived there. Like, or like when I lived in Oregon, they were like, you sound like you're from here, and I'm like, you guys all have an accent. And then they're like, and every place I've ever moved, like they're like, you don't have an accent. I'm like, you have an accent. Like you don't realize that every state, every single area, even in the same state, will have different accents. Like the accents in Savannah are totally different to the accents in Atlanta. I'm just saying, they're the same. They're only like 2 hours difference, but they sound completely different. I know, no cheese. Oh, I dream about swimming in cheese. Like, you know, like Velveeta style, like, cheese. It's my dream. I mean, it's a dream, a recurring dream I have. Yes. I don't know. A New York accent is really amazing though. Like it's like I can't replicate accents though. My friend at work, she's really good at them. It's like but she'll throw them in randomly. Like she's a really good Australian accent. But she'll throw it in every once in a while, and it's really hilarious. Oh my god. Yes, like Scrooge McDuck. That's exactly what it's like, and I'm all like, oh, cheese, I love it. It was probably from a commercial that I saw a million years ago. I just realized that some of these pieces that I had that are really older need a little bit of ironing. So I'm gonna iron it real quick, just to get some of the gray piece and the piece that I was like, yeah, these are great. But they do need a little bit of ironing, just because we're about to do some cutting, which means we need some ironing done. Look at that, conveniently I have that right over here now, so that actually might be a better place to put it. So I'm just ironing this down, pressing, really, press. I'm gonna press, obviously, make sure you have a stable environment. This is literally a board that's across Elle's desk, like, it's just hilarious. So that's okay. Alright, it's just this t-shirt here. That looked really wrinkly. But yeah, oh man, I don't know. I've eaten I have such food restrictions right now, but like, I've had a good food life. I had a good food life before. I mean, I now make my own specialty sauces, which is kind of nice. And trying to actually, the bakery that I work at, they're gonna hopefully start selling some of my sauces. That would be kind of really nice. So that'd be fun. I work at a gluten-free. They also have vegan and dairy-free options, which is nice. I mean, I'm not vegan. Oh my god, if I could have meat, I would fucking die. I mean, right? Yeah. You know, it's funny because, like, I feel like as my food restrictions were out, I actually gained a shit ton of weight from my food restrictions because I was supplementing them with other things. I was like, oh, I can't have cheese. That's okay. I'll have, you know, I got really into tortilla chips with, like, salsas and, like, well, it ended up not being able to eat salsa anymore, but, and, like, guacamole and stuff. So I was eating so I was like, oh, I'll stop eating this and I'll eat this instead. And then it just got to be that I'm still overeating. I don't stop eating. I don't stop eating when I hate myself. I mean, I don't stop eating. What does he say? I don't stop eating when I'm full. I stop eating when I hate myself. I think that's what he says. Yeah. Yeah, like, believe me, I would not give up gluten or soy or dairy at all if I didn't have to. If I didn't have to, I would still be eating a shit ton of soy sauce and cheese. Oh, cheese. But there are a lot of vegan cheeses out there that are actually pretty decent. They're just really fucking expensive, which is why they're pretty decent, you know? And all the rest I have already. Little pink princess. There we go. Okay. So anyway, so I'm sorry. I wanted to iron these little bits that I just didn't touch those in a while, so, you know, just iron it to get an iron out. Okay, so we do like the green butter. Oh man, I love eating when I'm bored. I just love, like, especially like popcorn. That's the one thing that, like, if they had to take corn from me, I think I would probably die. Like, pretty sure I would die. So I can't go keto. Like, I can't go keto because they're like, no, you have to give up corn, and I'm like, ha ha ha, not happening. Oh my god, I almost just died. It's cool. It's cool. I forget his chair is a little. Anyways, I didn't die. Anyways, so as I was saying before, I have this cool quilters thing. Oh man, I get so distracted by, you know, I don't have an alcohol restriction, but I don't have a gallbladder, so my body doesn't process alcohol like it should anymore. Or I should say, ever since I got my gallbladder taken out, I haven't been able to handle alcohol. So in my head, that's a correlation, but it could just be me crazy. I don't know, maybe one thing or another. Do we like yellow or the green better? Yellow. Green. Ah. Yes, I could drink with food, It's so funny. Last year, I know I had 2 alcoholic beverages last year. That's how hilarious it is. Because I have those so infrequently. I know the exact days I had them and what it was. Because I was like, oh, we're out. We went to the symphony this year for Halloween. And I had a mixed drink. And then for New Year's Eve, my mom made grasshoppers. Grasshoppers. They were delicious. She made them with real ice cream. So it was like an alcoholic milkshake. It was delicious. Anyways, so yeah, I can see why.
You want this one, I saw?
Nope. Danka. Snapple it up or lifting it up.
I just threw a bunch of hot sauce on a wing that she made. I mean, wing. Oh my god. I love that.
Okay. Well, he wants both because.
Cats want both.
Cats want both. Okay. So, ooh, yeah, the creamy on the forest, yeah. Ah, the creamies. Exactly. You know, it's funny. I don't like coffee. I'm crazy. I'm weirdo. I only like tea if it doesn't taste anything like tea. If the tea just tastes like peach juice, I'm cool with it. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds delicious. So this will help me do the 3.5. I know, right? Oh, I know. It's so sad. I used to work at a coffee shop. I worked at a coffee shop for 7 years. Oh god, that's sad to say. But like, so just smell of coffee is just. Actually, that's not true. Even before I worked at the coffee shop, I didn't really like coffee. I know, right? But I know a shit ton about coffee, and I've made a lot of coffee my whole life. It's been a coffee-centric life. I used to actually make my mom coffee every day while working, and I'd make a couple of those first thing in the morning. I mean, coffee goes to waffles. I mean, I like a lot of things with waffles, but I gotta say, chicken and waffles is probably my favorite thing to have with waffles. Or even just the whole. I made blueberry waffles this morning, which I think is hilarious because the blueberries, some of them were so huge that they like burned quit. Like, oh man, right? I mean, it's the way to do it. I mean, you gotta trade one with the other. I mean, oh man, I feel you when they quit in smoking. Like that's like one of the hardest things I've ever. That's not true. I wouldn't say it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It definitely was up there. I did quit cold turkey though, so I was very proud of myself for that. I just realized I'm missing a tool. Oh, my fancy box here. It holds all my sewing kit. Yeah, sorry, it's the UPS Rarity box. Oh my god, they're making chicken wings right now, and we just got an air fryer, so they just open up the door and it's just like, right? Hey John, that's man, that was in what short story was that in? That was in After Dark, was that? No, After Sunset. What was that one? That's the one that has the snake at the golf course, like the you know what, I think I like the yellow better. Is that weird? Am I being weird, you guys? Yeah, I think I like the yellow better. Okay. Big weirdo. Alright. So, whenever I've seen people cut fabric in tutorials and stuff, they always flip it over and do it on the nice side. You know, like when they cut it, it's all pretty. But when I do it, I like to do it on the opposite side because I know my other side's pretty. I already know that. But this, I know, isn't pretty. So I want to make sure I don't add in all these unpretty things. Obviously, I could see them from the other side. But like, oh man. John, I really want to talk more about Stephen King because I just read there's like another one of his books coming out. And they're like, well, of course he's coming out with another book. He comes out with like 2 to 5 books every other year. I'm just saying. He writes a lot of books. We shouldn't be surprised when another book of his comes out. Just saying. Fairy Tale. Did anyone get to read Fairy Tale yet? I haven't actually physically read it. I only listened to it. I have. I don't really like his nonfiction. I mean, work. It's alright. It's one of those things where he had to write that book. That was part of a thing. But yeah, Fairy Tale's pretty interesting. I mean, it was cute. It was a good story. It reminded me a lot of this other movie that just came out with the guy from the Allstate commercials and Sissy Spacek. It reminded me a lot of that. It's very good. It was very good. But yeah. Oh yeah. Well, interesting. You know, writing's good, but like I'm also not wanting to be a writer in that sense. I mean, the thing is, in the on writing, he just really talks about a lot of his like personal experiences, which is awesome, which is really fun. You know, personal anecdotes and stuff like that. But like, to be honest, he's repeated some of those things so many times that like, I remember after I read On Reading and then watched a couple of his interviews, I'm like, he's saying the exact same things he says in the book. So it's like those comedians who just repeat the same jokes over and over and over again. You know, it's like that's their bit because it's you know, part of their hey, look who it is. Heck yeah, Mr. Mercedes was great. Remember when we watched that?
Oh yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That guy that was really fucked up.
Yeah, he was. Okay, I swear to God, I can do two things at once. Maybe I can't do. I need L's on help me with oh man. I can no longer watch Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, okay. Because I think he kind of sexually abused some chick or something.
Oh man.
Kind of ruined your.
Oh right, yeah, he just repeats himself over and over again.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
So
I mean,
this is plus I think he got embroiled in some sort of scandal.
He could have. I know. So when I'm cutting, I'm using the bottom of the board and my amazing clear feature here, which it you know it's oh wait, you know, I'll just use something as a background. Aha, there we go. So see on there you can see that I can see all the really cool numbers on here. So when I line it up, I'm lining it up on this beautiful line bottom and then the top. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like he also has those like canned lines that are like, okay, I mean, I get it, you're an old man. I mean, he's fresh, but he's also like, okay, dad joke here, dad joke there, you know, whatever. Right? Or like it's just that one canned answer that he has, right? But then again, I gotta believe that if I was asked the same fucking question 100 times in a row at different fucking states, because you know he's traveling around, you know, touting his book, the same fucking line over and over again. It's just like, oh my god, I can't tell you a new thing. I once watched this. It was a background of like, I don't know, Marvel movies maybe or X-Men or something like that. But it was Jennifer. One of those Jennifers, you know, the one who did the Mocking Games and the Mocking Games, you know what I mean, Hunger Game movies. I don't know, but she's also in the Marvel things, and they just went on about their interviews, and like they did this whole clips of what it's like to answer her questions over and over again, and like she just was going on about like how like they have like 45 interviews and they ask the exact same fucking questions over and over again, never getting anywhere, never going anywhere, never asking anything different. And it's like you gotta come up with a different answer each time, or are you just gonna come, you know, after a while it's just exhausting. But then again, that's what you sign up for when you want to be famous, right? Anyways, I'm lining it up along the line right here. Lawrence, yep, there you go. Sorry. Jennifer Lawrence, there you go. Like one of them Jennifers. Oh, like one of them Chris's, you know, Jennifer, Chris, those are like the most popular names in all of the land. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece. Well, first I actually want to measure it. Measure it. See what the measurement on this bad boy is. Because I'm just curious. Let's see. We've got 20... I just realized I put this down when I was telling you guys that. I've got a measurement of 23 inches. Now, who's good at math? Anyone good at math? I'm not good at math. So, I got my trusty dusty calculator. Okay. Does 23 go into, oops, no, 23 going into 2.5? Goes in there 9.2 times. So I'm gonna get 9. I'm gonna get 9 out of this one, which is perfect because I need 10, and I have more here. So, but when I do this, see this one, like, Maybe I should do it on the nice side because look at these little shitty things I have. This one doesn't have any of that really, so I don't really have to worry about it. But anyways, so I'm gonna cut it to 2.5 wide, right? 2.5 wide. I might have to stand up for this, so sorry if you just get a lot of, you know, front shots and cross shots. That's really gross. Sorry. Ta-da! Ta-da! You know, I've only seen the first Ant-Man. You know, it's a tragedy. Tragedy? Seems like I'm drunk. But I'm not, you guys. I'm not drunk. But, yeah, because the other one was the Ant and the Wasp woman, right? There's just the Wasp. It's not that website. Which website? What website? What? I'm confused. I'm a computer. Okay. So what's really great about this beautiful red line right here is this line right here is a 1/2 inch. So if I ever want to line it up and I just want to take a 1/2 inch, I could just line it right up, right? But really what I'm using it as a contrast. So I'm lining up, so from here to here, I'm lining up, so it's 2.5 inches, right? So I'm looking, and this is 1 inch, 2 inches, and then I get to the half, right? So I put this with my half hasher on here, and I line it up with this line here, so that this line and this line are all the same. It sounds stupid when I explain it. I'm not explaining it because I think anyone's stupid, but like... Renfield, no. So do you have auto measure? No, auto measure. That'd be amazing if I had auto measure. But there are machines that do cut your shit out for you. Yeah, I guess I need an upward thing. But oh man, no, I haven't. Although I literally spent like 2.5 hours just watching trailers on Netflix, just because I haven't seen any of the stuff in a while. So like that was really interesting, just watching that shit. So I now have my 2.5 inch strip, which I could. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should just cut these by pieces while it's all here? Anyways, I don't know. Usually I do all the strips and then I cut, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I really have no idea. And it sounds like I know what I'm doing, but I don't.
Friends again. I'm happy to get them out of here if you need.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how those go. So I'm gonna reline this back up. And I got this side over here. What? Nicolas Cage as Dracula? What? Have you seen this, love?
He sent me a thing.
I have not seen it.
But I haven't watched it yet.
So I don't have enough room going this way, so I'm gonna grab this little guy right here. And I'm gonna line this up so that I can get 2.5 squares out of here. Usually, okay, so I'm gonna just do this one at a time, just in case. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing, you guys. Like, really, I feel really bad.
Yeah, you're fine. You know what you're doing. You just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
Right.
Oh, hey there, Ozzy. I wish that camera was smooth so that you could get through. You could do it, Bubba. You could do it. You could do it. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. You can stand on this. Oh, that's warm. Oh, is that too warm? Sorry, little Bubby's trying to go where the light is. It's a little too warm for him over there. So anyway, so to line this up, it's got 2.5. Okay. I got cats surrounding me, but this one's really hot. Little girl, you don't go anywhere near this, okay? I'm getting anxious because she's right by the iron there. I just don't want little girl to burn her face because she will rub her face on it before she realizes it's hot. Because she's special, Katie. She's special. I'm just gonna cut these little squares. See? Look at that, you guys! First square. Oh man, I love the Grindhouse movies and Grindhouse genre of movies, you should say. You know, like old school B-ish movies. Oh my gosh, so funny. So anyway, I'm gonna make a pile of the blues. Yeah. I don't know anything else going on with music, but it's going pretty good. So yeah. Okay, like when I have like a shit ton of fabric, I kind of cheat and I do like, I'll do them all like assembly lines, do like 600 at once. Oh, it feels very slow the way I'm doing it right now. So I don't think I'll do it this way before. I think what I'm going to do is next time, we're just going to cut all the strips and then we're going to cut all that bits in between. But hey, I already started so I can't not finish. I know, right? It's a fabric cutter, a rotary blade is what it's called. I know it's super fancy, but this is a self-healing board, so I can stretch it up as much as I freaking want. It will self-heal. I mean, I shouldn't say. After like 5 or 6 years, after a while, it stops self-healing. And when I say it doesn't self, I just mean that little rivets will start to come in there, little chunks will come up. So I'm always trying to make sure that I'm keeping my corners as straight as possible because that will make a difference once we actually put the pieces together. It's real beneficial to have all these ducks in a row. Damn it. Anyways, so I hope this is entertaining, not just like the silliest fucking thing. Again, when I see other crafters out there doing their thing or whatever, some of them are like on point, some of them are more fucked up than I am, so I'm not even slightly worried about it. Nice, heck yeah. I mean, dude, those gonna be fucking huge. But I've done some pretty big ass projects that I'm like, why did I decide to take this project on? This is stupid. Because of how big it gets. You know, that's why we decided to do the smallest. Oh, I guess maybe I decided that off camera. I can't remember. But we decided to do it when we weren't. I'm not gonna try to do the biggest one. I might do the biggest one if someone earns that in an Elfon. Maybe someone earned doing that, getting a huge ass one, a blanket size one or something. I was thinking doing a blanket size Mario, just because that's already been done, so it already has all the information attached to it. Because like when I make this, I have to make this from scratch, you know? We're just gonna cut all the pieces to 2.5 inches, and then I will cut them down because that was taking like that would do that. And the old man brought me some popcorn. Ooh. And I had to put butter on it when I'm doing a fabric because he's that awesome. Yeah, right? Blanket size. Could you imagine if it was like a full size blanket? But see, it would make the squares be way bigger. So instead, the square would be like 7 inches or 10 inches. You know what I mean? So it'd just be one bigger piece. You know? So it'd just take up more space. But we'll see. Maybe someone wins that. Wouldn't that be fun? You know, I think that'd be really interesting. Just because I want to see if I can try to do this without standing up again. I'm going to try to cut this going this way. I don't know if it's going to work. So the reason I am hesitant is because these ends just meet up, but like I don't have any over on this side, so I feel actually more comfortable when I have end, you know, when I can see the ends to ends. So I'm just gonna put this, line this up, and I can do it anywhere for the board. Some people only do the edge of their boards, but like I do it just in wherever there's a straight line. You know what I mean? Because I know how to count to. Oh, actually, this way. Do this. Because it doesn't really, because I want to cut this yellow piece off. The yellower piece, I want to cut that off. So I'm just gonna line this up right here, right? And then I'm going to measure, wear out thou. And I pressed again. See, that's like the most tedious thing about fucking this shit. Make sure everything's in straight lines. Okay. So we're just gonna cut this down to 2.5. We're gonna cut them all down to 2.5, and then I will come back. And we will cut them all into strips. Okay, so 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. Oh, this isn't as difficult as I thought it would be. The reason that when I'm sitting upright I can hold the piece down with all my weight but I was able to do it with my whole arm instead, so that worked out pretty nicely.
Nice.
Okay, so now we're just gonna make a pile of the strips to make. So we're just gonna make a bunch of strips. Strip, 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 strips. Am I soundless right now?
What do you mean?
The sound to the sound.
Oh.
To musical. I just can't hear it really well.
No, it might
so
be. It didn't.
So I don't like the rough edge of this one, so I'm actually gonna cut this as a as a straighter piece, just so that it can be a nice straight edge. Gotta keep you all entertained, right?
Baby girl. Stay away from the iron, right?
Yeah, as long as she stays away from the iron, she can go anywhere she wants in the bed. I just don't want her on the iron. I'm just the little girl. I mean, I love her to death, but she is very how do I say this nicely? She's stupid. She's stupid. She's stupid. She doesn't get it.
She bit into a fucking wire.
She bit into the, well, she doesn't bite into those cords anymore now, does she?
No.
I mean, she learned her lesson on that one once. So this one is a curved piece. So I'm gonna again make a straight line that I'm gonna use as my cut piece, or as the top of my piece. So I'm gonna go literally just try to right across and keep it as even as I possibly can, so I get as many cuts out of it as I can. And line it up on this 12 here. So at the end, it moved a bit. My whole body was on it, so it moved a little bit. And that little bit could be nothing. Or later down the road, I don't notice it now, but it's a little crooked. And then later, I'm trying to match up ends, and then all of a sudden, it's like blah. Hey, I mean, you know, although the problem is I am not a seamstress. I wish I was a seamstress. I mean, I was a professional seamstress in the sense of tailoring. No, I don't tailor clothes. I'm a quilter and a crafter. I quilt things and I craft things. But seamstressy, when you're tailoring clothes, is very, very tricky. I've made a lot of clothes in my life, and like, there's 50-50. Like, we just made a corset for Christmas, or for Halloween this year, and I would say that it met the expectation I had for it, but it was definitely something that needs more improvement. You know, it's not. You can definitely tell where more professional people need to be. So here's the thing, I obviously don't have enough on this side or this side to make enough, but in the middle here, I definitely will have enough to make my 2.5. So I'm just going to cut this to the 2.5 and try to get as many pieces as I can out of it. So it's already at the half mark right here, so I'm just going to go down 1, 2, line it up to the 7, so the 7 on both sides, and I'm making sure that it lines. So that, okay, so this part's not usable again, but that's okay. So this stuff, this scrap right here, you know what happens to this? If I don't use this again, this goes inside of my pet, like my pet bed. So I have a bunch of pet beds that I use my this fabric that I don't use for any things that becomes stuffing for a lot of my other stuff. So this is already, I mean, obviously I know I won't be able to use this end here, but I don't really need to cut those off because when I cut it in the corners, it'll show. We are moving right along. Okay, what do we have there? So I'm trying to do all these small pieces first. Why not, right? Okay, so this kind of has a straight edge on the top, but not really. So I'm just going to make it a new one again. Just like I said, just, you know, precision matters. It matters in cooking, it matters in measure twice, cut once kind of thing, you know? It's really funny when it's like, Huh, I wonder if my perspective is off. No, this is working out alright. This crossing over. Usually as a safety person, because I'm super into safety, never cut towards yourself ever, or put the blade anywhere that might cross over your own flesh and blood. Your own flesh. Because that's just asking for an accident, right? So 1, 2.5, so I'm gonna line it up with 10 here. I don't know if that makes any sense when I say that. Hopefully it makes a little sense. Because I don't know how far into the board you go. You see. So. And I'm just cutting a 2.5 inch strip. So that moved. And it moved so much that it was jarring. I'm going to reline that up. And hopefully not be too bad of a cut. So see what happened? This tiny little bit that didn't quite work out like it was supposed to. So that may or may not kick me in the butt later. So that is probably 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't look like a lot, but that's a lot. That's a lot of fabric to be. But that's why we have the 1/4 inch seam allowance, so that where I do that spray again. See, now I have this chunk out. This chunk right here. Nope, actually can't do that. There's a chunk out right here. So now I've got to straighten that out with the rest of it. Because otherwise it won't be even. Look how much I'm off by. Doesn't seem like a lot, but a little bit, man.
Yeah, come back to bite you.
Oh, come back to bite me in the butt.
Keep it on a little girl.
I appreciate that. Now I'm going to put this line up to the right here. And you know what? I don't really have enough for this one. Maybe I do. Or this one might not work out. But that's okay because I have enough gray, I think, of it to work out. I just, again, trying to use up as much scrap as I possibly can. There's 2 little areas that needed the extra hump. Bam! So anyways, this piece may or may not work out. If it does, cool. Haha, string theory. Oh man. Yeah, right? Like, I watched this tutorial on how to repair holes in things, and there's a beautiful Japanese version of it where you take a patch of that and you pull out every single string around that patch and you pull each thread through. It's beautiful, very beautiful. Like, you guys have no idea. It was gorgeous, but very fucking time consuming. Like, it took her, I want to say it was like 300 hours to do 2 patches. 300 hours! Hours doing that. Like, geez, that was too much. Too much. So I really like this part up here, so I'm actually going to cut this piece off because I like the multiple colors here, so I'm just going to cut this off real quick. That's why I had only done the transfer up until that point, because I knew I wasn't going to use this piece because I really wanted to keep this for another, for a cat bed that I already have going. So yay, how exciting that is. Alright, so I'm going to cut this. So now I have the option, because this is a gray matter shirt that's got heathering on it. I don't know if you guys can tell what heathering is. Heathering is this, when you look at like a sweatshirt or something like that, and it's got that like white backgroundy look, and then it's got gray on theirs. Oh, really? Yes, those are really beautiful tutorials to watch. So with these heathering, if I do it one way, I gotta do it that way on all of them. Because otherwise, you know, the eyes will cross this way, or the eyes will cross that way, or cross this way. So we want to make sure that we're making it so it's gonna be pretty the whole way. So I'll get more out of it if I do it in such a way that I'm putting, you know, I'll get came out whether I cut the spear this way. I just how easy is it for me to cut 12 inches going this way, where the heathering is upright. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut a bunch of 12 inch pieces. Alright, you guys ready? I know you guys are so excited. I'm so excited too. Here we go. We'll cut it this way because again, I have space on both sides so I can see the fabric. Uh-oh.
So,
Murder mode. So yeah, now I'm just...
string theory.
Alright. Beautifully.
So I had these days in scrap.
Cool.
I took away anything that wasn't pertinent to you.
It's like the boring part. It's funny because like I feel like in the tutorials and stuff like that, or the YouTube videos I watch, they like fast forward through a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like where the person fast and the person's like, you're just like, oh, it's because they're on fast forward.
Oh, it's not that they're on cocaine. It's fast forward. I
Right.
see.
I'd probably have to be on cocaine. I've never done cocaine, but I feel like cocaine would be.
You would get a lot done.
I would get a lot done, but also that shit's
You would crash.
expensive.
You would crash.
That shit's expensive. I don't have the money for that. I mean, not saying I would do coke either. I mean, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Thank you for the shout out. I know. She's too poor to do coke. Too poor to do drugs, really, in general. Like, drugs are expensive. Which I never understood why people were getting all like up in arms about like fentanyl being in like Halloween candy. I'm like, dude, seriously, fentanyl is not cheap. That shit's expensive. So no one's gonna waste their drugs on a kid. Waste my drugs on that kid. The kid won't even appreciate like being high. Boom. How exciting this was, you guys. Like, oh man. You guys like having the... You guys having the time of your lives here? I'm having the time of my life here. This is pretty exciting. Oh man, hot shit, you guys. Okay, so again, I have a really rough edge on here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nicely straighten it out. Or as nicely as I can. As evenly as it makes it. Okay, so it's nice and flat. Starting off with a bad degree. As you can see, but this keeps rolling up. Over. Starts rolling up. Taking care of it, but no! It makes way too much sense for today. I can only make so much sense in the day. Can't fail that out. Hey, what? Fabric falling from another place. Alright. See, that's the way to do it. I just need to get famous. I just need to get famous so all the things will be free for me. That's what happens. You get famous, everything's free. You don't have to spend any more money anymore. My shoes. Sorry, I am not great at looking at chat, so just I appreciate you guys being so nice. Patient with me. Patient with me. That was my version of an Irish accent, which I was horrible. It was terrible. And that's okay. So again, we're cutting our strips into 2.5-inch strips. I know it sounds weird when I'm saying it out loud all the time, but I guess I'm reminding myself that that's what I'm doing because, you know, all of a sudden I made a bunch with one of them and I was doing 4-inch, but then some of them I need to make 3.5-inch and I just made them all 4-inch, so I had to get this. Yeah. Oh man. Is there a way to get insurance to pay for it? I have fought with so many insurance companies over the stupidest things that like the way our society is working, man. Insurance companies, man. We saw free healthcare. I'm just repeating myself. Dude, right? Migraines are the worst. I get migraine. I mean, I don't get them as frequent as I used to, but man, I used to get them and they used to like, I had to call into work and shit. Like it was, I get so nauseous too when I have a migraine. Like I get all like, I'm about to throw up and I fucking hate throwing up. Like I will do everything in my power not to throw up because that's how much I hate throwing up. Like it's the worst thing in the entire world. And my coworker at work, she goes, oh no, I just throw up and I feel better. Because I just forced myself to throw up. I'm like, that's cool, but also gross. Because that's cool, but also like, ew, every time I throw up it comes out my nose. Yeah, right? Yeah, right, dark room. I put my blinders on. I have a little sensory thing. It's like, it helps with all the things. So when I'm lining it up, I'm checking to make sure that I line up at the top here with a separate piece and the bottom piece, so it's like I'm literally making a 90-degree angle every single time. So every time I do this, I'm making a 90-degree angle here, and I look up here to make sure that this line is also, you know, 'cause I don't, you know, 90-degree angles are important. Don't want no 45-degree angle or nothing. Like piles of stuff. I'm so excited. This is turning out really beautifully. It's gonna be lots of fun. So music is very nice, but it's also very like, alright, maybe I should fall asleep now.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like, yeah, we got this. So, unfortunately, I'm going to switch it, because this doesn't have Heatherine on it, so you won't be able to tell which way is left and which way is right. So I'm just going to switch this around because I have no more room, because it goes too far past things. Again, I could cut the shoulders off and I could just deal with it. And that's what I'm going to do. Just cut these shoulders off, but then I don't have to switch gears. I can just go from one right to the other. Just again, I gotta line this up, make a nice edge. Now, if you guys need me to explain anything more at all while I'm doing this, please just let me know. I don't know what needs to be explained and what doesn't. But also over-explain things sometimes, like, duh. Well, of course that's a cutting board, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody's always gonna complain.
I'll always complain, so we've always got to make the read about themselves. That's just years of working in retail.
Yeah, right.
Everything is at stake with this. There. Strip steaks. I like it. Which is funny, it's these 2.5 inch. I mean, they're going to be 2-inch squares, but really they're 2.5-inch squares. I know that sounds silly when I say that, but in order to have 2-inch squares, I have to have 2.5-inch squares. Which just sounds weird. No, math is a funny thing, man. Math. I was told there'd be no math. I had to go back to college, and I retook a math class, and whoo, found out I was actually pretty good at math. When I don't have to think about it, I'm really good at math. When I have to think about it, I'm terrible at math. Just awful. Bad. I was always like a C minus student in math. And then when I went back to college math, I got all A's.
Oh yeah, you crushed it.
Like, and I don't understand. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like,
Yeah.
I think also I have really bad math teachers, and if you have bad math teachers, or even bad math, or bad teacher of any subject in general, if you don't find your love for it, you're never gonna find it again. I had a really good craft teacher and a good sewing teacher, so of course, guess what? Sewing and crafts are what I'm good at. Let's see. This has tethering on it. So when I do these strips, I want to make sure that they're always going to go to the right way. I guess if you think about it, it's the square. I can always, you know, turn it 90 degrees. It's not like it's that hard. But it is always good to know from when you're cutting things out in particular pattern stuff when you are doing things. Let's see, which is the best way to do this? We will do it this way. We're going to start with this edge over here and we'll work our way around. So I'll probably do all the way up to this point, and then from this point I'll switch it and bring it around the other way. I know, right? So much fun, you guys. This purple is really great because I might not use all of the purple up on these. I'm still going to cut it all into 2-inch strips, but they all might be... And now I want a burger. I want a steak burger. Thanks for putting food in my head. Not that I don't already have the smell of delicious food. Already. It smells delicious. I don't even get to eat any of it either.
She's got popcorn here.
I know, but like I'm talking about the chicken that she's making.
What? You can't have those meats?
No, she's making them for the whatchamacallit.
No, but she gave me 3 already. I think she saved a few for us.
Oh, alright. Never mind then. Because I thought she was saving them all for the saucy sauce, the pen.
Well, no, I think she saved
Like, alright, so again, I'm cutting these into 2.5-inch strips. Now we are doing purple. This green and purple are like a really beautiful color together. Like, it's really gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you guys want some fun and adventure, just wait until we are sewing our bits and pieces together. I know, super exciting. You iron between each piece. I know. Oh my god, more ironing. I know, you guys. I'm so I feel like I had a nice big pile and then I just started throwing them. Why did I do that? I know it easy to be nice. Instead I'm like, nah, just throw it. I'm not wrinkly. Fucking iron them again. But no, just be nice. Real person, a real adult. Are we having a blast, you guys? That's what I named one of my barbecue sauces after Bubby. Barbecue sauce. Barbecue. Got that barbecue sauce. Love that barbecue sauce. That barbecue sauce. Barbecue.
What about what about something like that in a circle that you make a circle?
What? Yeah, exactly.
On top of the pan.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in total
You
agreement.
can always be upbeat.
Now we're gonna go. Can I go this way? Oh, I cannot go this way. See how I can't see over the edges? But you know what I can do to get away with this is I can evenly, and I mean you have to be as even as possible, because if you are even off slightly, they'll make them crooked. So what we're going to do is we are going to fold this in half. I know, so exciting. Fold. Keep this at a full 90-degree angle. There won't ever be any issues, right? If you, see how it's not quite land just right. Okay, there we go. We're gonna make a nice straight edge again. Making a straight edge. Here we go. Straight edge. Here we come. Alright, this is our test piece. Okay, so see, I brought this out, and it doesn't have a curve to it. It's hard to tell. There's no curve to it. Try another piece. If it works out, great. We'll just keep going. If not, then we will recenter our pieces. Aha! See how that's straight and doesn't have like a weird chunk away? I don't want to do one wrong just to show you. I don't want to waste any fabric. But if I accidentally do one wrong, it'll be a good opportunity. I hope I don't do it. You shouldn't, as long as I keep this, I'm lining up the top of this with the top of here. So, and it's on a line as well. It's on a line all the way across, but I'm making sure that the lines that I'm cutting are always going to stay a 90-degree angle. Again, what's important? The 90-degree angle. I'm like pressing that down, making sure that all these line up. Strip cutting, steak strips. Steaks.
Cloth strips. Cloth.
Cloth steak strip. Actually, I do know this person who, or I was following them for a long time, where they make felt. They make felt food. Like they make food out of felt. They cut a whole entire grocery store full of felted food. Food that is felt. Felt of food. Like, we can't afford real food anymore, so we're just gonna eat felted food. Oh, and I still have all the white and black strips to cut as well, so this is only day one of cutting strips. Woo-woo! So lots more strip cutting to come, you guys.
Look out.
Whoa, guys. I think this setup is pretty nice, you know?
I like it. I think so too.
I think it's
You
good.
came up with it. That's pretty cool.
I mean, if it didn't work out, no big deal. If it worked out, fantastic.
And you got your Twitch thing sorted. It's just gonna take a second for them to review it.
Yeah. Soon I'll be streaming on mine. But you know, I'm good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, because like, you know, something fun to do, something different, you know.
Yeah, that's what.
And you know, maybe we'll get a second camera, because then we can have one here.
Yeah.
I could like talk to another.
Yeah, they're not very expensive.
Yeah, right? Boring, very tedious. And then when you get it all together, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? That's awesome. And I'm gonna be all like, told you.
Right.
How many of the purple strips did I need? Dark purple, I need 24. I need 24 2-inch strips. Let's see how many I have. I'm just curious because this is a nice piece that I might be able to save for another piece. So let's just see if I have enough just from doing these. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna do a quick count on how many I have. So I'm just gonna guesstimate. You know, get their calculators out because we're going to do some calculations. You guys ready for some calculations? Who's ready to calculate? Sorry, that sounded really.
Right.
Oh, have fun. Thanks, John, for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Preach. My coworker at work says all the time, preach. Preach. Almost like they're saying like preach. Preach. But they're saying preach. I appreciate you being there. Hey, and I'm hopefully gonna try this again next Sunday too. So come see you back for the next progress. Have fun. Probably gonna do this for like another hour or so, anyways. So, all right. Purples I got. Look how many purple I got. This is great. This is fantastic. All right. So, so this is backwards. Okay. So I have 14. I don't know if I'm going to make it always a Sunday thing. I mean, I tend to have Sundays off right now. I would like to make it a Sunday thing all the time. So I need 24 pieces. Oops, 14 inches divided by 2.5 is 6. Or it's 5. So I just need, I got plenty of them. Thank goodness. So I really actually only need like 8 of these strips in order to make what I need. So I have plenty. So yay. I didn't even count them. I just know I have more. I'm like, I don't even need to count. But yeah, I'm really hoping that we can do this on a more, Sundays would be great days to do things. But there might be a Sunday coming up and I have other things planned. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm also hopefully gonna have Fridays off now too. So maybe Fridays. I don't know. Okay, so now that I've cut these strips, I'm now going to cut them into squares. Yay! It's square time.
What?
Square time. It's square time. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Time to cut these into squares. Because now they've been strips, now they're going to be squares. I know, it's like the most fun you guys have ever had in your whole life. I know it, I can feel it. It does kind of suck having to do these all individually, but when I daisy chain them, it will be much easier to do them all at once. It's going to be so beautiful, you guys are just going to be so impressed. I am going to make nice, neat piles of the colors so that we can do a final count on them at the very end and see what we got, and maybe place some of them together. It'll be kind of hard to see without the white and the black pieces, but, maybe we'll see. Because Elle's gonna get my bit character put together pretty soon, right?
What character?
It's the outline of it, and we'll move the highlight the areas in which I'm
Oh, right. I needed to do that.
So
I need to make that first.
it's on the list. As long as you make it to the list.
Meaning all your popcorn.
Hey, eating on my popcorn. Oh my delicious popcorn, the moment making. See, the problem is I can't eat and talk at the same time. Eat, talk, and do this at the same time? No way.
Okay.
I'm barely remembering to hydrate. Loosey goosey. That's me. Loosey goosey. Goosey of the loose. Wait. Oh, useless, just scrap. I mean, I might be able to use it for something different. Just 5 inches, which means I won't be able to get 2.5 pieces out of here. I'll be able to get 1. I'm just gonna corner up this piece here. So I'll be able to get 2 pieces out of it, but that's alright. That's okay. We're gonna make it anyway. I don't know, maybe this pink doesn't look that great with the greens and purples that we're using. I don't know, we're gonna find out, won't we? Oh, hydrate! Hydrate! Thank you! And you know what? Grab a little sneaky snack on that. Like chubby bunny here. Just like shoved all this food in my mouth. Okay. So yeah, we're cornering up the edge here so that I can start from Scooter Wretch. Boom. Like, yeah, I agree again. Sorry, I'm not talking about you guys. Now, see, what just happened was I did not have my blade lined up against the edge, so it went up. It created does this look like a square? It looks like it should be a square, but how much is it off by? This is how much it's off by. This would make it a perfect square. Do you guys see that? Again, I accidentally cut off almost 1/8 of an inch off of the square. Like, does it make a difference? Will this really make that big of a difference? Yes, yes it will. It really will make a big difference later. When I'm lining this edge up, and I need to be 1/4 inch over, if I'm missing that 1/8 inch, I don't know that. That just means that this is that much smaller. You know? Like, this
That's an individual piece of bread.
That's one, I mean, it could have been, but now I'm not going to use it because I'm an 1/8 inch off.
But those over there.
These are the good ones. That one is the suspect one. If we have to, we will use it. But we will use it with caution. So that when I do that, I will only do it an 1/8 inch seam allowance on there because 1/8 of it is gone, right? So that means that that seam is that much closer to the edge. So that means that when I do that one, maybe I put a little extra facing, like little, when I fold it over, a little transparent transfer fabric on there so that it, yeah, I could always recycle it for something later. Yeah, rest in peace, that piece. But it might be like, oh my god, I am completing this, but I only need one more, and that's the one that I need. Oh, it will totally suck. But if I'm like, oh, actually I need 6 more pieces, guess what? Just do a different color off completely, you know? Because again, I'm using scraps and recycling for later. So if it works out, cool. Great. If it doesn't, no big deal. But again, you want to keep this lined up to the edge while you're cutting. As you're cutting, you want to line it up on the side. Because what I did was I just went like this. I just went off. Right off to the side. So that sucked. But hey, that's okay. because I'm teaching you guys now, so that you guys, when you guys make your own Moogle quilt, it'd be funny if someone made a Moogle quilt while I was making a Moogle quilt. Think anyone else in the entire world's making a Moogle quilt right now? Probably. I mean, there's literally 8 billion people in this world right now. I'm only 1 in a million. Yes, let the blade do the work. Actually, it's not just that it's a rookie mistake. It's not really a rookie mistake. It's an expert mistake, because you get so used to doing things. Like rookies, when you're learning something, you are really more focused. It's the longer things. I was reading this book, they call it beginner eyes. When you're looking at, so you want to look at it again, fresh every time. But it's hard because you get so used to doing it over and over and over again. You gotta look at something with beginner eyes. And that way you're not, messing up all the time or having to redo your work over and over again. It's experts that tend to mess up the little things, I'm not calling myself an expert in any way though. I'm just saying that that's something that, oh watch, I'm gonna do this one backwards, so I'm doing it from this way. So just so you guys different techniques. Some people do it this way, some people do it that way. I'm doing it both ways. Because I made my nice edge on this side. So if you were left-handed, that might be easier. When it comes to sewing, I try to be as ambidextrous as possible, because you never know where things might need to be held in certain ways. So I really do try to make sure that when I am doing things, I try to do both ways, just to make sure I can do it both ways. Because what if I hurt myself and I won't be able to ever sew ever again? Yeah, gotta make it work for you. So this has heathering on it, so I'm gonna make sure each piece goes the correct way. And again, that's a small little thing, but it's the little things that matter. Little things that go make it from professional to not amateur to professional. That's what I would say. But I am still an amateur, so I do not expect perfection. I don't expect perfection or profession. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing this to have fun. Yeah. Right? Exactly. But you would never most dangerous blades, dull blades. I just changed this one out. That's why it's all fresh and clean and smooth like butter. But yeah, dude, it's, oh man. It's on my back. Oh, but yeah. Anyways, okay, so now we're gonna put my pile over back to the peaks. Now the thing is these did not line up all the way, so I'm just gonna make sure that wherever it's not 2.5 inches, I cut those off, or I cut towards them. So like, it stops being 2.5 right here. And right here, I don't have a good starting point, so she just cut a piece off. Make a nice little spot right here. And again, we always want to make sure we're checking our angles. 90 degrees is our friend. This is why I like it warm so often. 90 degrees is my friend. You don't want to mess up your hard work, you know what I mean? Like why do all that work and then it does not work out, you know? That's sad. Or like put in only half effort and then at the end it looks like you only put in half effort. Preach. I don't know. See, every time I lift this up, it moves it slightly, so that's why I have to move it back. In case you guys are wondering why I have to keep sliding it over. Just like it like forms a suction and it just kind of moves just a bit, just enough out of alignment that I want to make sure it's 100%. Again, angles are important. Or as my friend used to write, angels are important because she didn't know how to spell the difference between angles and angels. She always spelled angels, angles, and angles, angels. Every time. It didn't matter. So she had angels in math and angles and crafting. Kind of fun.
I have never heard you say that. And if you have, I apologize.
No, I mean, I don't even remember her name. I remember she was in one of my crafting classes.
We've been together a long time, and I don't think I remember her.
Gosh, I can't remember her name. I just remember that one little thing about her. Angles and angels. The rest of that's scrap. Put that in the scrap pile. The what pile? The scrap pile. The S scrap pile. Nice is they're all lining up to be exactly 2.5 because I feel checking to make sure that each whole line is nice. It's beautiful, lighted it very nicely. You know, I do have some black already cut into 2-inch strips, so all I have to do is just cut them into blocks, and we might be able to block some pieces together just to see what they're gonna look like together. Hey Mom, it's 3 o'clock. I was just reminding you because you're leaving up. You have to be there by 4.
Yes.
I'm just reminding you. You said to remind you earlier.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's like my mom's going to a almost like a pampered chef party in the sense that she's gonna be trying to sell my goods. It sounds dirty when it sounds like that, but it's
Tell them all about it.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm working on your logo.
yeah, I make some.
Introductory.
I make saucy sauce, and what it is I can't have tomatoes because my body sucks.
I have nightshade.
I can't have nightshade, so no tomatoes, no peppers, no white potato, and no eggplant. I never liked eggplant to begin with, so that one, not a hard give for that one. That one was super easy. But the no tomatoes has been really, really difficult since the main dish that Elle and I have eaten in our lives is pasta. We love fucking pasta. Pasta, pasta, pasta. Pasta everywhere. We love pasta. It's one of my favorite meals. But without it, it's been very hard. So I was like, fuck that. I'm making my own. Actually, there was a brand out there that does make a no tomato sauce. But they're very watery. And, I mean, they're fine. They're fine for when I'm like, oh man, I really need to get some order something. They also make a barbecue sauce too. But you know what? I learned how to make a better barbecue sauce. So I make barbecue sauce. I make 2 kinds of red base. So I make an AIP, no garlic, no onions, no tomatoes, no nightshade sauce. Then I make a red base that does have the garlic and onions in it. They both taste absolutely delicious. I mean, I make them with beets, carrots, pumpkin, and sweet potato. I mean, I don't always put sweet potato in. Sometimes sweet potato, I don't have it in. Because I don't like canned sweet potato. Canned sweet potato has a lot of syrup in it, so like I have to have fresh sweet potato on me. But anyway, so what I want to do is I want to make it bulk buy. I want to make giant orders of it. And so I'm hoping that the kitchen I work at will let me make bulk orders there. So that's what she's selling. Which I made a whole bunch. They're going to try them out at this thing. I made a whole bunch of wings and I made a bunch of meatballs. So they're going to try it. I make an Italian sauce as well. Oh, hey, don't let her leave without me taking pictures of them.
What?
Of the sauces, the 4 sauces. No, she couldn't have left it. I want to take pictures of all 4 sauces before they leave.
Okay.
Tell them she can bring them right here. I can take a picture of them right here.
Okay. I can bring them in.
I just want to make sure I get a picture of the sauces before they leave. I know. Sorry, you guys, taking away the fun of the day. But I just hand wrote the labels, so they're not special. But they're still, I'm excited. I'm hoping to get this business going if I can start doing it in bulk size, bulk lots.
You're fucking awesome, dude. Especially when you mix it in with food, right? No one just eats that stuff plain.
Alright, you guys, we're gonna do a quick little thing. You're gonna stand over here, love. You're gonna do this.
I'll get out of the way.
You know, I'm just gonna put these right here just so I have a nice. Oh, hey. Can get that light, can we?
What do you want to do?
Sorry, guys, again. Ugh. We're just making a little photo sesh real quick. Quick little photo session. Sorry, guys. This should only take. Okay, see you guys. I wish they didn't all look the exact same, but really they pretty much do.
Right. Well, I don't know, the pre-base or whatever that's called. I can't read it from here.
AIP?
That one's way darker than the other.
Yeah. So I have
Yeah.
okay. Still. Okay. I tilted it like that. Okay, so I have an AIP red sauce. Autoimmune protocol. Sorry, that's what that means. And I have a regular red base. Okay. Then I have a Italian. So, then I have a barbecue. A barbecue. Anyways, so that's that. These are just jam jars that I got from a coworker because I don't have any jars. So she gave me all these jam jars. Usually I put them in small pint-sized containers. Alright, I'm done. Thank you. Appreciate the pieces on that. I just knew that if I didn't get the pictures of them, I never win. I mean, just in the sense of what I have them done. How I have them done now. Alright. Forgot I had that there. Hang my little thing I saw. Hey, look at I got a tea left. Oh, it's tiny. Okay. So do I have enough for this one? I do. So it's right. I don't know if you can quite see it. There's actually a seam right there. So it is. I had to cut it right before that seam though. So it's actually I'm gonna be able to use it. Kind of nice. See how that works out, right? Again, angles are important. Hey, I got that out without having that seam there. Nice as that is. Oh, look, getting to go around these is great. So excited. Now we're moving up. And we got more gray left. Yay. Again, I am going to make a straight edge. See, the thing is with this, I don't swear as often because I try not to make mistakes. So it tends to be a be a little cleaner. Just because if I do make mistakes, like this guy right here, or mistake right there, she's gonna stare at me this whole time and whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where L is.
Oh, sorry, I'm just getting Birdie ready.
Yeah, you're just back and
She's about
forth.
to wake up.
Back and forth, back and forth. That's all I hear. Now I understand how annoying I am when I interrupt. Like, jeez. I really don't try to interrupt. I try to do my best to look at my stream or look at the stream before I interrupt L. Like, I really do. I try to get on the stream, but before I need to go into the bedroom or do anything, just to make sure that I'm not interrupting anything important, like a boss or something like that. But still, sometimes I fucking fail. It sucks. Ruin his whole day. Ruin his whole run. Rip run. Just because I walked in the room. I'm just so distracting, you guys. Like, oh my god. Like, seriously. Like, oh my god. Like, how could anyone not be distracted when I walk into a room? How could anyone just, like, not stop everything that they're doing? Counter going of how many of these fuckers I have done or need to do. Did Mom leave already?
No.
Can you remind them that I would like real feedback?
Yeah.
Like real feedback. Because just because I like it and I've been eating it doesn't mean that it actually tastes good, because just because I can't have something anymore and I make my own version of it, and yes, it's whatever. It's been like 10 fucking years since I've had I've had real food, or real food, not regular food. So like the other day, I was like, oh, I want to make like some special sauce, right? So we were making burgers, and I was like, I'll make a special sauce. I made what I thought tasted like special sauce, because I was like, oh yeah, this and this make special sauce. And I tried it, and I was like, this does not taste anything like special sauce. My old man tried it. It tastes exactly like special sauce. I'm like, I have no concept of what it should taste like anymore. Like, I cannot remember what real pasta sauce tastes like anymore. I know what it's supposed to taste like, but does my pasta sauce taste like regular sauce? I don't know. I wonder. Every once in a while, they'll be like, this tastes really tomatoey, and I'm like, there's no tomatoes in it. So what am I doing that gives it a tomato taste? A lot of random shit, actually. One more out of this, you guys. One more. It's like, can you get another one out of me? Give it a shot. Bam! I wonder how fun it will be to watch me make the cat beds. I wonder if the cat beds might be more entertaining in the sense that, like, with that there's so much more things involved, like learning process. This is a lot of, now I understand why they definitely fast forward this stuff on the tutorials that I watch, because yeah, this is pretty boring. I mean, listening to me talk while doing this is kind of crazy. But, whatever, I'm having fun. You guys are having fun. At least I'm doing the project, that's all that matters. The whole point of this is to get me to actually fucking do this shit. Because I want to do this, I love doing this stuff, it's so much fun, but actually to do it, actually have the motivation to actually do it, sometimes she goes, and sometimes she doesn't go, but that's how she goes. Hey Ozzy, hey Stormy, how's it going, guys? You guys being good? Stormy just popped up on the couch. Ozzy's taking a bath. Puppy bath. Stormy, do you want a Bubby Bath? Does Stormy want
Wanna
it?
get the Bubby back?
No.
Oh, Bubby's taking a bath.
Bubby's taking a bath, but if she played her cards right, she could get a Bubby Bath. Whenever our oldest cat is bathing himself, if a little girl comes anywhere near us, she'll be like, okay, your turn for bath now? Okay. Time to bathe. I shall bathe with you as well. Yeah. How many of these? I'm sorry, I don't remember how many of the gray I need 18 gray. I only need 18 gray, and I probably have 18. So let's see if I can cut any more gray out. Real quick. I actually have 24 pieces already cut the gray, so I no longer need to cut any more gray out. So now I have plenty of gray. I only had 2 strips left anyways, and this one was kind of wonky. So perfect. Yay. Now we're working on the green. Oh, actually no, I just found some more gray strips, so more gray I don't have to cut. But we may use for another project later. Or whatever, you know. We're just gray strips of fabric now. Now we're working on the green. How many of the green did I need? Just by curiosity. The green we're going to do possibly. So let's make sure we do at least 24, because that's the least, or that's the most number I need of something. Some things I only need 18 pieces for. So if I cut 24 pieces out, that way I'm covered completely. In case I decide to switch colors, you know? We're like, hey, switch this color. And then you're all like, no, I'd rather do this color. And then I'm all like, well, if you do this color, we can do this color. I mean, I know it's like a gallon jug. It just sounds like a gallon worth of pee coming out.
Peeing, sorry.
Like it sounded
Drank
like
a whole lot.
It sounded like a gallon's worth of water being peed out. I mean, obviously it was a gallon of water that was being moved from one container to another, so of course it sounded like that. But I'm just saying it sounded like a jug of pee.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You know what Trailer Park Boys? Trailer Park Boys are on the outside, around the outside. I watch Trailer Park Boys on the outside, on the outside, on the outside. I don't really know if I like this green the way that's cut right now. I cut this one. I mean, this was a fold under, so I took out the stitching, and I can still see the stitching, which means that on close inspection, see it. You as a normal person cannot see it. You can't see it, right? You can see that. Can you see that? Under the light. See that? No, you can't, because you're normal. I'm a crazy cuckoo person who looks at this and is like, oh, I can see the stitches. I can see what the stitches used to be. So it's not like it's a bad thing.
A crazy cuckoo person.
But I am going to put these aside because I don't really like these as much. So I'm just gonna, they're just gonna go in their own separate pile. I'm still gonna cut all the pieces of this one because I don't want to stop what I'm doing because that's stupid. But I will put these aside for another project or whatever, or something else, or whatever. I don't know. I might end up using them. I might just be like, screw it. I don't have enough pieces. I'm tired of cutting things out. Let's just use these pieces, right? Because I might do that, but probably not. I don't really like it. And if I can notice it, other professions will notice it. I'm kidding. No one can notice. No one notices your silly mistakes.
Yeah.
Except for the person who makes them.
Well, in the sense that this is going to be used, it probably won't be seen.
What do you mean?
Because it'll be seen from the stream, but like not by the most close-up detail.
Well, someone's gonna get it eventually, right?
Maybe. I don't want to give it away though. It's so cool.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna make more, and people will be able to bid on them for like thons and stuff.
True.
This is only the first one.
That would be dope. to get a fucking like Mughal tapestry as a gift.
Right? Wouldn't that be a lot of fun, you guys? I think that would be a lot of fun.
Get that shit in the mail.
Right? And because this project is, I mean, except for my time, of course, my time is worth something, but because I'm using all recycled materials, you know, this is coming out pretty, I don't want to say free, but, you know, cost efficient, you know, like, so, like, all we'd have to pay for is shipping, you know? Like, I'm getting all the materials, or the reusing materials.
True.
I don't know why I have it so far away from me. I guess because I was showing you guys some stuff. I don't know. It seems pretty far away. I guess I usually work down here more. I'm closer to myself. But too far away from you guys? No, that should be okay.
Little girl, you doing okay? What you doing? Is she okay?
She's in my faux sewing kit. Oh, although she might be getting into the, maybe get her out of there. Hey little girl, I don't know what you're in, but I don't want you getting on the pins.
She's totally hunkered in.
Yeah, she's basketed in.
Yeah, basketed in. Was that
I just don't know where my sewing needle. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, baby.
Aww.
That's perfect.
Aw, Dad ruined it.
I know, ruined all the fun.
Aw, Dad's sorry.
That's good, mean old daddy. How dare you not get yourself stuck with pins and needles and sharp things. So cruel to her. She's like, I want to lay down on pins and needles. I want to burrow in. You guys don't understand how much fun it is to really annoy everyone. How annoying can I possibly be? How annoying could my baby girl be, huh?
Right? Sweet girl, you go help Dad? She's helping Dad.
Yay! Help him over there. Leave me to it over here. 2.5-inch squares. I'm squaring everything up, making sure my 90-degree angles are in. A little pile right here. Look how fancy that pile's looking. Can I get a... Look at that, I can. So with this one, I am going over a little bit where there isn't any transfer fabric, but that will be under the 1/4-inch seam allowance. So we're going to give it a shot. If anything, what I might have to do with this piece, again, this is just missing this top piece right here, I might take another piece of transfer, like this has extra on it. I might just take this and just boom, put it right on top. Not this. Not that, this. Look at that. Rip that right off. Stick that right on there. Boom, now it's covered completely. I want to put this one over here with this pile of who noses so that I know that the reason I have this one separate is because I need to do something with this stuff. You know? We got some more tea. Tea. Hey, what are these glowing things on here for? Well, no rush or nothing. But when you get a moment, I'd love to show you. It's not important even slightly. I'm just curious. I don't know much about, I'm gonna do this switch up on it. Sorry. Should we happen? Squares. 2.5-inch squares. I cannot wait to see how this turns out, you guys. Ooh, this green is actually that really nice green that I use on those flowers. So if I've got extras of this, oh, and with the purple, I can make purple and green flowers, love.
Oh, hell yeah.
Won't that be pretty?
Yes.
You know the kind of flowers I'm talking about.
Indeed.
What was that? No. There we go. I'm gonna wink towards the camera. Because I'm a crazy person. Hi, welcome to the dullest stream you've ever watched. She's cutting 2-inch squares again.
Flashing things. Oh, those are telling us about 2 new features from Twitch. I think.
Okay. I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, cool. Walk around cooked professionally. Very nice. Very nice.
Very cool. What are you doing?
Good.
Right your way?
Nope. Not even a little.
So again, another one I'm gonna have that doesn't have the fabric all the way, or the transfer all the way to the very edge. And you know what? Look at this. I got this chunk right here. I'm gonna figure out which way is the stretchy side. There's another chunk off. Here we go. That will go on just like that. I'm putting that in the pile of to be finished. I'm trying to use up as much of this stuff as I possibly can. I mean, I'm still reusing all the scraps. There is not a single piece that won't get reused, you know? There's nothing getting thrown away, I should say. I mean, what would I throw away? Even if I could throw something away. Ooh, look at them. Look at them legs.
Yeah, right.
Oh man's got some good looking legs. Oh my goodness. My arm is still burning. Oh my gosh, she did get me real good.
Little girl did?
Yeah, I mean, the claw marks didn't show up until, you know what I mean? How good she got me, you guys. Her bite marks didn't show up, but... Although she was patting my shoulder earlier to get my attention, but using soft paw, she was just like, hey,
That's good.
hey.
Soft paw's good.
She's a cat. I mean, you can't expect him to know what you're always wanting. She doesn't understand that the reason that we don't want her over here is because of a hot piece of metal that
Yeah.
will melt her face off.
Yeah.
And she'll just rub her face up against it before she even realizes it's hot.
Yeah.
So I love her, but she's kind of,
Can't let that happen.
well, she like explores first, and then try. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she
Goes right on in. And
She was
doesn't-
right on in. Like, we have a little tiny little igloo thing. Like, she just barrels her way inside. You're just like, you should look. Okay. Stuff there. Moving on right along. Cutting squares. Let's see what we need. Because I only need 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 15. Oh yeah, plenty of green squares. Further count up to what? That's right, 24. The answer is 24. If you count these three here, other ones that I have to finish, technically I have 18 then. I'm like all the fun, you guys. I guess I keep saying that because it's like really boring.
Oh, look who it is. Trees of Eternity, hello.
Well, hello there.
This is my lovely wife, the Gamer Widow, and she's doing some crafts. Or she's making a Moogle.
I'm making a Moogle.
A pixel Moogle.
I should really have this up. Well, eventually we're gonna have it up on there,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
I should like have this.
Well,
up.
I could put a perfect image that your work actually want up there without
When I
having to
put
print
this,
anything.
that will be camera, but not.
I'm gonna work around you and drop that in, because I can. Okay, maybe next stream.
Yeah, next stream. On.
Speedrun art. Haha.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Go as fast as possible. Should we throw a timer up?
This is as fast as I go. Oh, you guys. Maybe as we're making the daisy chains, I can get speed run on the daisy chains because those can take like 15 seconds to do, like 30. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be a lot of fun though. Yeah, but this is so I'm making this quilt. It's going to be a 42 by 32-ish square quilt. It's going to feature all recycled t-shirts that I've made from t-shirt blankets and t-shirt quilts that I've made. So everything we're doing is 100% recycled, 100% reused, and whatever fabric or scraps that I have left over from this will be turned into yet another project that we're going to be doing, and that will be the pet beds. So after this will be the pet beds. So I'll make a shit ton of pet beds, and some of those will be themed. So I've got some cat themed ones obviously for the cat beds, but I also have some other themed ones that are going to be that are more gamer based. So they'll be fun little, like, similar in the pixel style, other kinds of artwork. I don't want to say artwork. Some people want to say artwork because I'm just talking about quilting, different quilting patterns on them that will, like, I'm gonna make a really cool Tetris one. There's a Tetris quilt I'm building off the sides on, so like it's just gonna go around the pet bed. So that'll be fun. Oh, there's gonna be a stained glass one too, so it's very similar in styling. Is the pet beds and the Tetris pieces on that, or the Tetris and the, I forgot what I just said. Tetris and the chevron patterns are the same. And what else are we doing? What else are we doing? I can't think of anything right now. Pet beds. Oh, I'm making my sister's a quilt for her husband. Oh, and I'm making that small mini wall hanging for work. My work wall hanging is my flowers. So, and I'm also going to be making a flower quilt, a flower pet bed, I should say. And in case, I mean, you got the hashtag 420 on there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the flowers I am talking about are weed flowers. So those are the best kind of flowers to give a girl.
Yep.
Old man gives me flowers on the constant.
Yep.
Because my old man loves me.
Yeah.
He does.
This is true.
This he cannot deny. Put him on the stand, he'll be like, I can't lie. I can't
understand.
I can't plead the fifth on this one. 'Cause I love her. I love you. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. Oops. See, I moved that one with my
Name that movie.
area. This area, I just moved it. Sometimes it means I have to move it completely out of my way. But I also have other shit over here you all can't see because it's the mic and stuff, so I don't want to like, fuck with the mic, man. Fuck with the mic, man. Again, we're letting as we're guiding the rotary cutter, we're making sure that we're staying a lot. We guide our very, very, very sharp replaced knife blade. It's super sharp. Don't fucking touch it. It's fucking sharp. Anyways, we want to keep that guide going along the side. Make sure it stays nice and straight, because that's the whole point. And also keeping the amount of pressure that will keep this piece from sliding. What's nice about this little guy that I have, he's got little rubbers on, like little pieces on it that keeps it from moving. So you know what I mean? But they're small and really see-through still. So yeah, so you're still able to use it. Which I really could switch to the smaller. Let's switch to the smaller piece actually. Now that I've said that out loud, because this will. Oh well, yes. Okay, so with this one though, I don't have the nice half measuring marker on there. I'll show you what we do, because on here, again, it's hard to see on that, but see all the different numbers that are on there. It's by the halves. So this is exactly what we want, is by the halves, because we're doing 2.5 squared pieces. So I'm just making a nice edge here. I already made a nice edge, so that's the nice edge, but it doesn't have stuff on it, so that's okay. Again, we're gonna fix that later. So we're just gonna line it up, and when we're lining this up, again, I'm measuring, or I'm making sure that all of my squares on with the fabric line up, and also with the squares on the actual boards. The squares on the board, I'm making sure they're at 90-degree angles, so that like this line lines up with the one at the bottom. This fabric lines up with this line here, but then the 90-degree angle right here above my fabric also line up. So everything has to line up 100% before I'm, because measure twice, cut once.
Yes, exactly.
Because otherwise you'll be measuring once, cutting 6 to 7 times.
Yep. Don't I know it?
And how? So I have 2 different piles. I have a pile of the ones I don't really like. Then I have these piles that need work done on them. So they're not quite done yet. Ain't done yet. But I have actually stopped counting, so I actually don't know how many more I need. So after this run, after this load here, after this speed run, we're going to check again. Make sure, or just see how many more I need, because I only need 24 of these green ones. It'd be really interesting once y'all see, and we're gonna do the patterns together, and as you put the patterns together, they're gonna look very odd, because these are not like repeating patterns. These are gonna be placement patterns, which are completely different than if you are making a quilt. When I make a quilt, which hopefully as I'm making this, I can make a really cool border so you guys can see what it looks like to make quilts, not just how to make a pixelated quilt piece. Because there's 2 differences. I mean, technically what I'm doing is quilting, yes, but it's not technically quilting in the quilting standard of quilting. Like, I couldn't put this in a quilting show.
Oh, little girl's hidden.
Little girl's, yeah, she's buried underneath my thing. So like all you see is her little tail.
Adorable.
She was so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how many of these I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Look at that, I got 28 of them. So perfect. I have enough green. Of course, I only had 2 pieces left anyway, so 3 pieces left, it doesn't matter anyways. But I can use that to make more So for the 20, oops, of course, this open there. Okay, so for the purple, I need 24 pieces because the most I needed was the purple, which is the so we're gonna do 24. Now I shouldn't do this, but I can, because I have only been somewhat successful with cutting multiple sheets at a time. But I think I'm gonna give it a shot. If I don't do too many, I might be able to do this. Some people have the big ass rotary cutters that go through like fucking 15 or 30 things, but I'm gonna just try 1, 2, 3. I'm only gonna try 4. We're only gonna try 4. Okay. 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna try it, see if it works. I am sometimes successful, I'm sometimes not successful. I'm making sure that all the pieces under all line up. Straight, keep everything nice. I'll put it up to a line to match. Line to match. I'm gonna cut a little, cut some corners here. Cut corners here. What happens when you cut corners? Haha, get it? Because we're cutting corners out.
Cutting corners?
Get
Did
it?
you just say cutting corners?
Did you get it? Did you get
Don't
it?
cut corners. I do get it.
Okay,
I
but
love
I
it.
do have to press
John
down
would like that one.
really hard. I have to push down really hard to get through all 4 pieces though. So that's something to keep in mind. But here we go. We're going to give this a shot and make sure that it stays on the line. And we're just going to try it. We're going to give it our very best. Okay. Somewhat successful. Let's see. I guess we'll find out, right? I just stabbed myself with the rotary cutter, and now I'm bleeding. Because this fucking thing is sharp. Okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just cut it. I just look at the cut I just did to myself. It's like a paper cut.
Lord.
Because
Still
it's
hurts.
a small little cut, but it's like right on my knuckle. It's like right on that fucking knuckle. Because this thing is fucking sharp. Reward myself with some tea. It's not really tea. I keep calling it tea. It's not tea. It's peach flavored juice.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have tea in it, but it ain't tea. So again, I'm lining up my corners, making sure I'm getting a nice 90-degree angle. Making sure everything lines up 100%. And I push down a little bit harder to get these all to cut. Look at that. Boom. Actually, no rush or nothing unless you know where the tissue paper is.
You mean like to blow your nose?
No, well, yeah, but... Oh, never mind, it's right here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wipe some of this
Facial
blood away.
tissue.
I'm just gonna wipe some of this blood away.
Facial tissue.
You know, just gonna wipe that blood away. It's such a small little cut, but it's like... Just, it's gonna be right... I see my blood, sweat, and tears go into this, and my hair. Blood, sweat, tears, and hair.
Blood.
Literal blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, yes.
And hair, because my hair will always end up in all my shit. And I can't help it. Everything is awesome. Okay, so I'm lining up to make sure I get my neck. Bye, have fun.
Bye, have fun, Nana.
Thanks for doing that. So we are, right. Boom. Who's good at math? Anyone good at math?
I'm
not
pretty
at
good.
math. So I've got 4 times 3.
12.
And then I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll see. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Maybe let's just see how many. I'm like, can maybe I get 6 out of this, but maybe not. 6 times 6 is 36. I know that one.
Yep.
Because that one rhymes.
Yep.
If they don't rhyme, I don't know.
Right. Does help.
Alright, so again, we're lining up, making sure we have our angles on. We are 100%. And boom. Okay. 6 times 4 is 24. See, again, that one rhymes. So I know that one. When they don't rhyme, I don't know them. Wait, is 6 times 5 35? Or is it 30? 6 times 5, 35? No, 6 times 5 is 30.
Yep. 7 times 5 is 35.
I know, but 6 times 5 is 30 does not rhyme, as
Right.
well as 6 times 5 is 35.
Yeah.
But obviously that's just because the way that math works. Again, I'm checking my angles, making sure I'm at 90-degree angles, but I see at the bottom, it's starting to line up, not match at the bottom, so I'm just going to check to make sure all of them are matching. And they are.
Sweet girl.
Again, we're just checking, over checking, 100% checking, checking again. You never know, because if you check again, then you check again, and then you check again. What's nice is, like I said, this one's got that really nice stuff at the bottom, so, but unfortunately it's making the top piece move. The other pieces aren't moving, which is totally fine. Because again, I don't want to say I'm cheating, because I'm not cheating. I'm just using a method I'm not usually doing. I don't usually do multiple ones, but I just realized how boring this stream is going to be if I do them all. I did this one as 3 inches. So, I can tell by putting it back over here that I cut this one incorrectly. This is not a square. This is not a square. So look at this and see square. They better not look at this and see square. You look at this, you see square, something's wrong. I cut it to 3 inches when I meant to cut it to 2.5 inches. So now I gotta cut a half off. See what happens? You're not paying 100% attention. God damn, god damn, god damn. But now, it's square. But that means that I lost a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch in the thing I was cutting. So that kind of sucks. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it ain't the best. Okay. So I'm checking 1, 2.5, 2.5. Now apparently I gotta watch for that. So there's a seam here, which is why it's not laying flatly. So it's like, kind of driving me a little nuts, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Sweetie.
Perfect. That was beautiful. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many are we at? 6 times 7 is
42.
6 times 7 is 42. No, 4 times 6. No.
24.
No, wait. What did I just say?
7 times 6.
7. 4 times 7.
28.
28. All right. Perfect. We're at 4 more than we need. And I always have to have like to have more than we need, because you never know. As I'm sewing this, I might fuck up and then it messes one thing up, and then hey, look at that, I got spares.
Yep.
So I don't have to be like super concerned. I can just be like, hey, that's okay, because I got plenty to go around. We're checking our angles. We're checking to make sure we're 100%, and boom, look at that. Squares for days. Loving it. Okay, so we have, oh, I need to cut out some black squares and some white squares. Where did I put my black and white squares, or strips? I have them in strips already. Ooh, what's her back up for? Her back's up.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just unplug this. I don't think I'll need the, fuck, no I do, because if I'm gonna find those black and white strips. We're totally organized. We're totally organized, you guys. 100% organized. I know what you're talking about. 100%. I am 100%. I am trying to put these back together. Well, girl, I love you. Don't go near that iron.
Hey, baby.
She better not go near that iron.
Give me 11. What time is
Good.
it? Is it time for din-dins?
No, it's like not even 4 o'clock yet.
Okay.
So, we're gonna get these black strips that I have. They are right here. Here. Bah! Okay, or they all fell down. Or they all fall down. Yay! Okay. So, we have a bunch of other squares that I had, that if we want to use this blue, so I might have enough of this blue, because I think I only need 10 of that. They already have them in 2-inch squares, right? 2.5-inch squares? Yeah, they're already in 2.5-inch squares, so if we, and these already have things on it, so if we want, we can cut some of these blue ones down. I have this blue as well. Again, already, those are 2 different blues. So I already have a bunch of these already cut into 2.5-inch squares, which is nice, because it was another project I did. Right, just making sure. 2.5, yep. These are already in 2.5-inch squares, so I also have this other, I have these other blues. Check out what I have No, these are not. These are not big enough. These are not. These are not. These are not. Okay. Bam. So I have this really nice dark gray. If we wanted to do darker. Can't see that very well. Here we go.
Stuff.
So this nice dark gray here. These are cut into 3-inch pieces because that was the other project I was doing, was 3.5 inches. So these are cut into 2.5, which is nice. So if we needed these, we could use those. This blue is already cut. So if we decided we didn't like this blue, we could do a darker blue instead. Again, we're gonna I'm gonna make you make some decisions here, people. You guys have to make some decisions on my behalf.
Shit or get off the pot.
Shit, get off the pot. So this is a style that I do. That's just a bunch of scraps that I put together, just random bits of scrap. Makes a good edging pieces. Just more. I swear to God, I was organized. Ah, there they are. Okay, I was like, I swear to God, I was organized at one point. I have all these black that are cut into 2-inch strips. But these would just need to be cut down into 2-inch squares. So I got all these nicely black pieces that I'm going to cut into 2-inch squares. Yay! Or, yeah, 2.5-inch squares. So we're going to do that. Make this pile of black. Black pile. Okay. And when I do these, I'm gonna remeasure to make sure that they're all 2.5 inches. Oh, these are just extras. Those are extras. And I have this darker gray too. Oh, you can't even see the colors I've been pointing to this whole time. Okay, so I was saying this. We have this light blue that I may be able to get 10 pieces out of. I only need enough to do
Get your
the
stacks.
eyes.
You got some stacks.
So
on there.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I only need 10 to do the eyes. We can do eyes as a light blue. You know, we decided, hey, we like that light blue better. We do this blue. We have this teal blue that we can also do. I should make sure I get 10 pieces of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I literally have 10 of those. So if we decide we want to do that, or we could always do the nose a different color and the outside colors different. So we have lots and lots of options. So we're going to try and make a nice little poll for everybody and be like, hey, this is this or this is this. So this is another black piece, and this is another black piece. So we're going to cut these black pieces down. I think this black is a little too thin. This is the 1.5. You know, I've been doing this for too long. If I look at something and I'm like, oh yeah, that's 2.5, that's 3. Just by looking at it, like, that's crazy. I mean, I still measure to make sure, but I don't know if you guys can see that. I got my knuckle real good. Jabbed it. Okay. So, some of these pieces just need to get ironed a bit. So, I got my ironing board. I can move all of these pieces back because we're not going to use any of them. Perfect. So, that goes into another project. Yay! So, like, we need 76 black pieces and 190 white pieces. Now, the white pieces I have are, again, white t-shirts that I have, but some of them are almost cream looking. So that will be a definite, because that's, you know, the border around. So, actually, a lot of these black ones are very straight already. So I don't think, it's only these blue pieces that need to get ironed. Maybe I'll just stick with doing the black pieces because these don't really need to get ironed. Look how nice and flat these are. Because the way that I laid them out, they were all very nice. Very nice. So anyways, we're going to cut all these. Oh my goodness. Again, I have a shit ton of these. So I just need to line them all up. This one's got a weird roll on it. So I wonder if that means that it's not exactly 2.5 inches anymore. I mean, it says it's 2.5 inches, but we're gonna remeasure that. So we'll put that one off to the side. It looks like we don't need to iron, so yay! Less ironing. Alrighty, I love it. The black strips. Don't want that one. So the reason I don't like this one is because it's got a seam in it. You guys can't see that super well, but there's a seam that goes along that. Which again isn't the worst thing, but it's not great. Not great. anyways, we're going to do the cheat method again, but I think 4 was my limit of how many I could get to sit together nicely. I'm just gonna. This is so fun. I'm sorry, you guys. This is like the most fun you guys are gonna ever have in your whole lives. And all of this has transfer paper or transfer fabric on the back of it because these have been already used in projects. I'm also just confirming again that they are 2.5 inches because you never know what I would have done before. Like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, I'm also putting them in size. Like, this is a small, medium, and large when I put these pieces together. I don't know if you guys can really tell. You guys probably can't. The difference in color on these black pieces. You know, as fabric gets washed over and over and over again, it starts to lose its fade. There are some fabrics and some textures and textiles that are fade resistant. Just depends on how you wash them. So I had like 50, I think, or 60 black t-shirts that I did for this project. So they are wide ranging of black coloring, which is awesome. It's really cool because I get to and also different textures. Like some of them are like really thick, some of them are really thin. So it's been a really interesting time to, or it's been really fun to like learn about all the different kinds of textures and the kinds of different styles that we do. I'm hoping I can get some, set put together so you can at least see what, like, for example, like the hat piece would, or his antenna piece would look like, Like, that'd be really interesting if I could get you guys to see what that part would look like. Because I don't have any of the white pieces, so it's hard to tell. But maybe I could get, like, the eyes or the hand. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Because I'm going to be doing these in synchronized chunks of quilt blocks. I don't know how to say that. Like, there's just a block of quilting that I'm going to be doing. And I know, does this look like super tedious? Like, it's like, oh, hey, look at that. Hey, Elle, I'm all out of sound.
Okay, let me know that.
I have no sound. I have no sound, and you
No
have no
sounds.
picture to see.
We'll be adding more so it doesn't go away so quickly.
Oh, you're fine.
We'll add more to the soundtrack. What's up, you guys? Sorry I'm in the way.
Ellen for the drop by.
I'm here for a moment. Popped off the couch to help, but what's up, you guys?
Hey, hey. I don't know how long I've been silent for. It could have been like hours. So what I'm gonna do is I was only really comfortable with doing 4 at a time. So I'm going to grab 4. 2, 3, 4. I just know my limit, I'll line these up real nicely at the corners. Be like bam, 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 corners. Making sure each row lines up. And I've got a great edge over here, so I don't have to do anything special with it. I'm just gonna put it at the half point, right? Okay, so 2.5 inch squares. Again, we're lining up our corners and we're making sure we have a nice 90-degree angle. And boom.
That's your black ones.
The black ones, I only need to make 76 of them. 76. Again, we're lining up, checking our angles. Angles are important. So I'm ending on a really odd note here. There's one that ends a little bit earlier than the other ones. So I have to check that one. So I'm going to go through these 4. it was on the seam, so that's why it did that weird thing at the end. Let's see if that's to square off, because I just missed that one at the bottom. So again, this is why I struggle with doing multiple ones at the same time. I'm always afraid that exact same thing is going to happen. But it is that much faster than doing it by hand, but each one at a time. Hey Al,
Yeah.
can you turn the oven or the unplug the iron?
Yeah.
So this one didn't turn out really great. So this is going in the not great pile to be looked at later. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, no big deal. So I think of that pile of 4, I only got this one. This one's got a weird... Nope, and that one's good. That one's square. And this one's got a little bit of a seam on it. So again, it's going in my not so great pile. I should have plenty of black ones, but you know what? Again, I'm not saying I'm lazy. I'm just I'm frugal with my time. And we're just making sure that all of them are lined up completely. Corners are all matching, laying smoothly. My edge is beautiful. Nice, beautiful edge here. Just 2.5 inches. I'm reminding myself. 2.5 inches. And those are all perfect. And I know that those are all perfect because they all cut very nicely. When they don't cut nicely, that's when I worry. And then I look through the pile and I'm like, oh, well that's why. I had that one that was a little off. It's only a problem that people have to deal with when they use recycled clothing or recycled materials. Like normally you never have to worry about that shit because it's all gonna lay flat. Everything's gonna lay flat, it's fabric. But like it's when you're, you know, using beyond your normal textiles. Like this one on top is just a little too short, but I don't want to remove it because then I'm removing the whole thing. So I'm just gonna cut on top of it, and it just won't, you know. That one's gonna go in the pile of I don't really like so much. I don't really like that seam 100%, but the ones at the bottom are all flawless. So I'm just gonna put that in this pile. And it's going in scraps. Easy as that, right, guys? Okay, so look at this. I did it on 4, so I'm just going to line up my shit. Hey, do I owe anybody game time?
I think so. I think John.
So, you mean Teching Zone?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Teching Zone. Let me know when it's a good time that I could do my Gamer Widow play.
Yeah. I'll reach out to him too.
So, if that's something that's still... Because this is totally separate than any of that. Like,
Yeah.
this is all my stuff. But one day I'm gonna have it on my own stream. One day I'll have my own stream. We just had issues with the I changed my phone number and I didn't change my phone number before, or I didn't change my phone number. You know what I mean? Like I didn't change my number in Twitch before I got a new phone. So trying to recover that Aussie password has been like a nightmare. But hey, that's okay because whatever. It's about to be over. I mean, it's just time consuming. It's not like it's no one's fault. That's just the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. But that's the way she goes. That one kind of, that's just the way she goes. Okay. That looks fantastic. Looking good, looking good. 4 pieces. pile up, I don't get a good edge. And I don't know if that's just because these are multiple different piles. So I'm just gonna make a new edge, just so that, because like if I line it up at the bottom, if for some reason it doesn't line up for that one, but that's okay. I'm just gonna cut this one just a little bit, so it makes a nice, like a hard edge to cut off any of some of those. Hardly had to cut off some of those. Again, we're always, I mean every single time, checking our angles, checking our things. Measure twice, measure twice, measure twice. I don't know how many more times I can get that bedded into people's skulls. So please measure twice, measure 6 times. If you're unsure, take it all apart, try it again. Just saying.
Yep.
That like it's so super important. You know, if you're not 100% second guess yourself and start over again. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
it's just the way the world works. It's the way the cookie crumbles, man. Oh look, this has a really nice edge. Everything lines up. I don't know why that one is weird, but
I like how you can see all the squares that you've already cut. That's cool.
yeah.
Alright, nice. Kind of looks like sticky pads.
Yeah, they do look like sticky pads. This one at the bottom. A little wonkadoo bottom. Got it. Still have a really nice, clean edge. It's really nice. Really nice when that happens. I really enjoy that. Less work to do. We're lining up our angles, making sure we're at 2.5. And then yeah, we cannot make another. Again, I'm just lining up to make sure that 100% lined up. Because again, I don't normally like to do multiple fabrics in a row, but it's very, very time consuming if you do not. The cheater's way. And it's okay, it's not the end of the world. So it looks like I will miss one of the 4, and that's okay. Oh, maybe I just got it. Nope, it's just a little under. Again, you can't tell 100% that this is not a square piece. This piece is not square. I know it looks like a square. Does that look like a square to you guys? Is that a square? No.
Is it?
It is not a square, because if it was a square, it would go all the way to a corner. But do you see how we're missing this little 1/8 right here? It's the same problem I had with that pink one, where it's like it's just missing it, and it's mostly on that one side. So the other part lines up perfectly. And we're gonna put that in the pile of whoopsies. But all the rest all lined up, which was great. So some of these I'll have to go through and put more when I do the other part. You know, like some of them need a little bit more transfer stuff on it, just because they were at the end probably. But I got plenty of that to do that with. Okay, so let's see how many of these I got. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 62, right? And I need 76. So, let's see what little scraps I have. Okay, so we're gonna check this guy out, see what's going on with him. He may just need some more. So a lot of these are just missing the, I don't know what they're missing really. So I've got these black strips here. They are, this one's not good. This one's only good to here. So let's see if all of any of these are 2.5. So this is not 2.5. So this one does not work. This is 2.5. This one will work. This is 2.5 in some places, but not 2.5 here. So see this back. See how this bent like this? So you see how this got a weird angle? Because when this was folded, it's folded to a very straight line. Folded to a straight line. But when you unfolded it, it crooked. It went crooked. The reason it does is because it did not cut on a 90-degree. I did not cut it on a 90-degree angle. When I cut it, I just cut it so that this still had an angle of, I don't know, 48, 49% or whatever, some nonsense like that. So it did make sure that this part was straight. If I had made sure that this part was straight, I would have made sure that, you know, it would have been completely different. It just would have cut totally different. But this is a good example of what happens when you cut something and you don't make sure that things are at the correct angle. So this only works from this part down. So quick math, I have 762 and I need 76. So all of this I need 14 more pieces. I'm pretty sure I can get out of these last three. So this one will definitely need more transfer, and this one will probably need more transfer as well. You know, this whole edge right here is missing. However, so I'm just gonna quickly.
Are these borders?
No, these were the borders, yes. These were borders, things that I used before. But now they're going to be strips of squares. I'm going to do a quick iron print off, but it's still pretty hot. I'm going to do a quick flattening of these to get that little bit of wrinkle out. Now I'm going to do each one of these individually because see how this one still rolls because it doesn't have the transfer underneath it, so I'm just going to put it upright like this. I'm going to cut the edges off. So what I'll do, I'm going to cut them all into 2-inch squares, and then I'm going to use this device right here to make sure that they're 100% square. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut some 2-inch pieces just to make and then we'll square them out. I'll show you what I mean. Again, we're making sure that this lines up with the fabric, so the fabric is lined up with this and it's matched up with the piece at the bottom and the piece at the top. And make sure things angle, make sure things 90 degrees. Perfect. So we're just gonna get that. Cut 2.5. Trying to keep them all together, but it doesn't always happen because again, this picks up the pieces. You know, that's why I have to replace them a bit. Even just setting this piece down causes the fabric to move. I get this one last square and I get a little bit of this seam in there. But let's see if that goes over the 1/4 inch mark. See, now that would just be taken up by the sewing machine. It could be a problem, it could not be a problem. So we're just gonna see if I can rip this right out. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Alright, so now we're gonna see if any of these, make sure that these are squared. The way that we do it is we use the cornering, see how many different squaring tools there are on here. So I'm going to take the nicest square, right? That's going to square it to here. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go on top of it. Make sure all of it is square. And it's just about square. There's just a teeny bit off the side here. Look at that. That teeny little bit. Now I'm squared. It's a little less bits, you know, but might as well. Since these are very oblong pieces, I want to make sure that these are going to be squared up with the others. And again, I'll put more transfer. We're going to do that in probably the next episode. So again, this one is pretty squared. Needs the little corner cleaned up a bit. Yeah, there we go. These are all looking really square. It's an illusion because of the rolling of the bottom. Oh, that one's perfectly square. So as I'm laying it down, I'm literally looking right here where it says 2.5. Facing this down. It's 2 inches squared. How many pieces was that? 1, 2, 3. Did I only get 4 pieces out of that?
Ooh, those claw marks.
Whew, I know, right? So that was 4 out of 14, so I need 10 more. I guess we're gonna find out. Now this is a perfectly great one. It just doesn't. I mean, this one is great. This one feels like it should be. Just checking to make sure that it all lines up with the half. Looking good. Well, see, I see the seam here, which is, there's a seam right up here. So like once I get to right about here, I'll have to like manipulate it a little bit to see if it goes any further. But this is all 2.5 inches. So I just need to cut this into 2-inch squares. But see, it doesn't have a great edge, so I'm going to just start a new edge. And just cut to my 2.5s. What's nice is this is already square, so I just don't have to do anything else. Just put it in the pile. Yeah, you guys can't see, but there was a seam here too, but it's a smaller and invisible seam, so it's not going to affect the byproduct of it's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to see it. I can see it. There's me little nuts. But it does not have to drive you nuts. And what are we always doing? We're always checking our angles, we're always checking our allowances, we're always checking to make sure that we are leaving enough space. So here's where the seam starts, right here. It just makes it bubble up a bit, so we may have to manipulate it or we just don't use it. White is around the most of the all have 190 white is the middle part.
These colors are good?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, well, there's a couple of them that we may do one color or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do a sample version
Cool.
of what it may look like.
Yeah.
We can like take a poll and see which people like better. Or not. Or maybe I'll just make that decision.
Either way, whatever you want.
Oh, is that a cat? Oh my god, cat in a hat.
Cat in a hat.
Look at. And I forgot to keep track of how many I was doing. Okay, so here's where the weird seam is, so it's alright. I think I can make this one work with this one being here. Yeah, okay, good. That. Okay, now picture it squared. Just because I cut that other piece off, I just want to make sure it's 100% square. A little more off, and there we go. Now it's squared. Well, just the tiniest bit really makes a difference. Well, hey there, pretty girl. Right here.
Oh yeah, we have
Yeah, one plug behind. I'm sure it's pretty darn alright by now. Ooh, she rubbed my leg. She loves me. This only 2.5 until I get to, well, this is just rolled under, but I can get it to be 2.5 until I get to here. So once I get here, I've again got to manipulate to see if I can even get more on there. So you start with a fresh edge. This has a seam on it, so it's just easier to start with a fresh edge. So I like how that's all lined up. I'm going to put this at the half. Everything lines up beautifully. So it's like right here. Right here is where I have to stop. Again, we're getting 2.5-inch squares for our little piece that we're doing. We are making sure that we are lining up our edges. We're making squares. We're making 90-degree angles. So over this, we'll show you a tonight's tutorial of what we're going to do when we're putting the pieces together. And that should, yeah, should give you the 4. So it's like sometimes you go to like a, I mean not everyone goes to a quilt show, but if you go to a quilt show and you're like, man, how does that quilt cost $500? Now you know. It's like all this stupid little tediousness.
Right.
All this little small stuff. This isn't even the hardest part yet.
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen you make
It's
a whole other quilt.
It's the putting the shit together. So
Yeah.
I have to stop right here. So we're gonna see if I can get 2 more out of this. before I have to stop. And it's just that you guys can't see, but it just goes up a little bit right here. So that's why I have to stop at a certain point. Because it no longer is 2.5 inches. That, and then the rest of this, unfortunately, is not lined up enough. I would be able to use this if I was doing a 1.5 or 2-inch one. And let's see how much of this is. How much of this is viable? Let's see. It's 2.5-inch strip, but it's not quite right. So let's see how many we have. I don't know if we did enough. I was not keeping count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 50, 51, 52, 60, 61, 62, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So I got plenty. I've got plenty here. These needed backers on the back of it, which actually these will just need more reinforcing on the back before we move on to the next step, which we will do in the next stream.
Next episode.
On the next episode. Hold up. Hey,
Right?
Hold
Hold
up.
up.
Meet up.
Anyways,
Okay. So, let's just show you. So I'm putting these in the pile of stuff to be finished. So let's look and see what you want to do, the face or the hat. Is it a hat, antenna, whatever?
it's like an antenna thing. I'm not sure exactly. That's part of their body, I think.
So we have the option, and I'm trying to show you just a couple of options that we have here. So like if, for example, we're going to do the hat part, right? So I don't have any white pieces to show you, so that one's a hard one. So let's just pretend that this gray is white, just for now, just as an example, just so you guys can see what it will look like when we put these pieces together, right? So
Very low.
so just pretending that these are white pieces, right? These are white. If these were white, this is what this block would look like.
Nice. That looks fucking sweet, dude. I love that. Oh, it starts to come alive now that you have those squares.
So
That's the little
this
dot.
is the top dot piece.
Yeah, little antenna thing.
So this
Haha.
is this piece right up here. See that? How fun is that, right? Super fun. So let's see if we could try to do the face, right? Because the face is gonna have a lot of different colors. So we were like, hey, we want to try this pink in the middle, right? So we got this pink in the middle. So this way. I'm gonna do it facing towards me, and then I'll switch it around. It's not easy doing it backwards, I guess. Okay. So then, again, we're pretending that these gray pieces are white because I don't have any white pieces cut out just yet. But we're just pretending. We are just pretending, you guys. Just for pretend. Okay. Right? And then, so we have no black. This one. Black. Okay. So say we want to do the eyes. which I have as dark blue. We do them as, what do you say, this teal color? You like the teal?
Yeah.
Teal or the blue? Let's just see what it looks like with the teal. So with that, I'm going here, here, here. Wait. Coming off from the nose. Make a block. Make a block, make a block. Wow. Right? You guys like soup? Oh, I guess I should put this more. Fuck! Ah! Maybe I should put this more on the thing and then I just walk over. Remember, this is going to get so much smaller because it's going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all of these pieces, right? So, you know, gray removal would be kind of cute too.
It still tints kind of gray. The dirty chunks
So, if we decide that we're going to do those, oh, of course, we use those as gray pieces. Okay, so these are what it looks like if we were going to let's use okay, so as an example, this is what the eyes and mouth would look like. Does that make sense, everybody?
of
To
wood.
this.
Nice, I see that.
Okay.
Ooh, it's gonna be big.
This is the, again, it's gonna get that much smaller.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it's- Okay, so we have the option of changing its eyes out to being this color.
That's awesome.
Just remember the gray is actually going to be white or cream colored. This gray we're just using as an example, so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. So, for example, we could go lighter in the eyes, right? Does that go better with that pink? That's the pink that goes with.
Yeah, ooh, that looks really nice.
So it's like we can do these, the lighter blue eyes, right?
Yeah, you
So we have the teal eyes, we have the blue eyes. What else are we doing for the... Oh, we could also, again, this is just preference, we could also do green eyes. If we do this green, that means that we don't do green for the outside coloring. You know, the purple that we're using, we would just switch it to a different color. Use that option. So this is what it looks like with the green eyes. So, those are the options that we have for eyes, right? With the eyes are the ones that are this darker color. We could totally also do a dark gray as well. If we do want to do a different color for the nose, the options unfortunately are only purple. I don't have any other color. This would be purple.
Nipples have variety.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So these are the colors available that we have to make a movie. So, see how I really like the pink though, to be honest. I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna pop? So,
Well, let's keep the.
to me it looks like a puppy. I think I definitely like the pink nose. Are we all in agreement with the pink nose? Okay, I'm gonna take a poll.
Well, I
We
can
have-
put an image in Discord and have everybody vote.
Exactly. We have option numero uno with the green. Green. Take a picture of it now.
Yeah. You can take it in stages.
I just mean for the poll.
For the poll, yeah, absolutely. And then send us to me later.
But again, these are in gray. These are just a whatchamacallit. We're gonna take a picture of it on its side. You can always turn it the other way. Okay, so it's with the green eyes. Try it with the light blue eyes. Okay, well some of these are going odd directions, so we're going to turn this so it will go the right way. It does look a little weird when you're looking at it. It's tie-dye, so it's hard to... You guys are going to be voting on this really soon, so this is very important.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite combination, but again,
Me too, that's mine.
This isn't for poll. This is not for me. This is for the
And then gray instead of white.
yeah, to be white instead. But I may do a gray removal. Maybe I do a gray removal next. You know? Maybe I have someone else pick the color. Okay. So that is pretty much it for today's stream. It was just pretty much cutting out all, making sure there's interface and coloring on the back of the stream, so we have all that we need except for all of the white. So we're gonna cut out all the white the next time, very beginning. I just don't have any of that right now. I mean, to be honest, they're all in strips, so it should be pretty easy. We will be putting up a poll the next one, see what people like. Or maybe the poll will go up sooner than that, and it will be you have like a week or so to take the poll or whatever, and then the next time I stream is whoever has any of them. It's like if there's only one person who takes the poll, I'm just saying that one person can decide
Exactly.
100% of what we do.
That's like what happens.
So it's like I'll give you guys like a week or so to decide, until we stream again, right?
Yeah.
We have all that we need almost for our pieces. So this is very exciting. this.
Look, Mog is pretty excited in chat.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Okay, so this is all we need, plus another stack and a half of white. Because the white will need the most because it's the background. So next time we do this, literally, this is the quilt. Doesn't seem like it, right? This seems like a really tiny amount.
Yeah, I know.
Like seems like a small amount. Just imagine there's another stack of white. That's
Yeah.
two of
Throw
these.
in everything.
Like imagine 2 stacks of white is what this it's gonna be. And then this is all this tiny color. I'm just saying, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. We'll do them in group cycles for a lot of it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we'll take the polls and we'll figure out exactly where it is that we want to, what colors we want to use. So, but this is it. This is our Moogle.
Nice.
Our Moogle right here, plus white. And then of course the backing and the middle piece. But that's all I got. I think this was a lot of fun, right?
Cool.
I think
we can rate somebody.
yeah. And thanks for visiting, everyone who visited, and thanks for lurking if you're just lurking. I so appreciate it. I know Elle appreciates it too. You know, I'm hoping we do this again next Sunday. I want to say tentatively next Sunday. Tentatively. That is really weird. But yeah, and then, you know, most important thing, close it up. Close it up. It's sharp. Sharp. It already got me. She got me. So these are to be worked on. These need to get some new stuff put on it, and these I don't really like. Putting these in the don't really like pile. And then these just need more backing on them. So we might not even need these because they might not be part of the stuff, but always is, again, nice to have what? Backup.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all I got. So I got my scrap pile that I will turn into a bag of stuff that needs to be put into our scrap, or to our pet beds. So yeah.
Cool, baby.
I think that's it. Yeah,
Fun.
I got that house. Oh, like, do I have any deals? Nope.
I
That's it.
can.
I had a lot of fun, everybody. I hope you guys did too.
I can close the stream now. That was great, baby.
Yeah.
I just can't close the stream now.
You want me to stop streaming?
Actually, if you just go, yeah, perfect.
Ooh, I can do it.